I'm not in your faction.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least I'll be there all year. You know.
What? Is it gonna be there all year? Like, does it have to be, or can you take it out a certain
I mean, you
time
can.
period?
Well, I mean, it's up to Ruxman at the end of the day, but dang, no way
No,
4
I
went to
know.
just
Like,
lost his.
no, I'm saying the rules. Like, is it like like last year where you can have it like for like a day or so,
You do
and
whatever
then
you
you have
want.
to get there?
You can do it inventory. You can do it slots. You can do it or not slots, but like you can do it like basically limited. My bad, limited.
Well, it has to be
Um,
50 people minimum. So
yeah, yeah.
Well, earlier Savitar, I wasn't sure if Lonzo would be cool with my idea or not. But I already spoke to him and he's perfectly chill with the idea. So.
well, I don't know your ideas. So
Oh shit! Yeah, I guess I already told you. Well, my thought process was I was always gonna do Valk because I definitely
mm-hmm.
want that bot. But if Lonnie's gonna um do Valk for his faction, I was like, well, he might not mind throwing me Valk, and then I do something for everybody. You know what I mean? Which because to me, as long as I get the Valkyrie, I'm chilling either way,
Yeah.
and then I could just do a cosmetic for everybody that
Because
I fuck
Valkyrie,
with.
you can, if you're top 15, you can give to everyone, right?
Yeah,
You can give
right.
it a top
Right.
15, and you can give it to faction, but you can't give it to everyone. No, you have to put it in the game.
So the Valkyrie bot would just be for the top 15, right, Alonso?
Yeah, top 15 in faction.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah, I can't put it. I can't put it in game because they would just nerf it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If there is a way, because trust. Like if there is a way, because like I said, I didn't use all my slots from last year. I just put, like I said, I remember ending the conversation. I just told Nightray to put my stuff in game. So if he lets me go back and like give out slots and still have like stuff from this year too, I will definitely give you a Valkyrie bot. But that's a if, you know what I mean? But
Yeah, I know. I would love that bot. Let me tell you.
oh, of course, I would love for you to have it. I mean, hello, I want you to have everything. You cook up everything. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Jack Frost is gonna be everywhere, so that's kind of
Yeah,
goes my
bro.
build.
I think
Oh,
it's
who's
gonna be
going
in the
for it?
game now. Lonnie, have you seen the Venbot thing?
No, wait, what? What happened?
It's
So
in the system.
yeah,
Oh,
I
it
can see
is
it right
Jack
now.
Frost.
Yeah.
Oh, dang. So wait,
So it's so
dang. So you think it
so
really is
hold
gonna
on.
be like all the pieces
Well,
together might be that? I
yeah.
legit don't know. So I was like,
Well,
that would be crazy. If he actually puts that
yeah.
in game, bro, that would be nuts.
Well, it's gonna be because it's in Ven. Well, you know Venbot. It's
Well,
in the thing.
it could be a different
It's
variant
it's
though. Cause again,
no,
like
it's festive.
I
It's
was
the festive one.
it's the what? Well, yeah, no, I would say it's the festival, but I was saying, you know how we have like the rusted char fade and it does less damage? Like maybe that it could be like that. Like it'll do like less damage or something. Because it'll be
It
like,
says
No.
the same though.
Yeah, it
I
says
won't
the
lie.
same. People looked up the
I sent you
cores.
it
It's
right
the
now,
same
Lonnie.
thing.
oh, people
If you
looked
want
up
to
the
see.
cores? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Why? Oh yikes. Dang, everyone having Jack Frost is gonna be kind of freaking
It's
nuts.
it's gonna
Yeah.
Hey, you guys are
ruin my
welcome.
strategy.
You guys are welcome. Because again, I don't think that was the plan, but I think that became the plan. So
Yeah.
you're welcome.
Holy bro. I actually have
Sheesh.
a question about that, Lonnie. The
What's up?
Valk, does it do? There's big misconception I see everyone like talking about, and I don't know like which one's true or not.
Mhm.
Does the Valkyrie do more damage if they have more energy or less
Yes.
energy?
More
More.
energy. So it
More. Okay. Okay.
how it works is it does up to 125. Is it 125 or 120%? Let me check.
I think it's
120, I
uh,
think.
20. I thought it was 120. It was 125. I think.
Yeah, they could have
Let me
nerfed
double check.
it. Let's see. 120. Yeah, so basically it's per every 5%, per 1% per 5%. But anyways, at max essentially it does 120% extra damage. Or not extra damage,
So
but it does 120% damage.
if they have max energy.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
So like, what
Oh.
people do is like you. So basically, you want them to take your energy, right? Like
Yeah.
you're begging them to take it. So like you're like take it. Like you fake out like just a bait and switch basically. So like they take all your energy and you're gonna do like 10 times their health. It's insane.
Yeah, it's just like a lot of normal builds. Like let's say people will run it to where like let's say like cyber or like bounty hunter. They'll almost like kind of loop you with like even like Azrael's or something. It's like the same effect, right? They force you to make it so you have to take your energy back or you lose the game because they'll have energy to like kill you or something, right? But the whole point is that in that switch, it's like, okay, you do that, you initiate that. I have my bot does more damage now. And now because you weren't killable before, but now because you took my energy, you are. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it becomes one of those things where it's like late game, you literally have to watch when you take energy because if you have like 400, 500 health and you're like, okay, I'll just take energy real quick before I heal, that could be the extra damage needed to die. You know what I mean?
And then the regular attack ignores 20% defense, right?
Yep.
I think that's just Jack Frost, right?
No,
I
that's
think Jack
Valkyrie.
Frost is 15.
No. I know it's Valkyrie, but I'm saying I think Jack Frost has the same percentage.
Jack Frost is
no.
15. Everything else is 15.
Yeah, it's 15.
Yeah.
Damn, so it just does hard damage no matter what.
Yeah, it's one of those things where again, like you can like spam it in a very like broken way. I mean, you know, y'all probably played against Rune'Tide, right? But I try to use it in like different ways, but still, it's still fun. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, they're sending me the y'all sent it to me. Dang, y'all sent me the paperwork. You said, what you mean? I got receipts, brother. That's crazy. Unlimited use. Yeah, or here's a core. Oh my good, bro. We can't have nothing nice. Dang, that's crazy. We are literally worse than data miners. Bro, it's crazy. My fault. I'm getting there. I'm letting people pile in. You know what I'm saying? Who said that?
Who said
it?
He's,
Let me pull up the. Oh, who's that?
guy.
Oh, it's okay. It's Akka.
James.
That's Akka over there in there. But
Wait,
oh yeah.
Aka's Mr. Nice Guy? That's James, no?
No. I was talking about Akka's in game. Like he's. I see his name in game. But yeah, what's up, Nectar? What's going on? Yeah, James said, "Show the LB." Hey, fool. My bad. FNAF 2 review. Yes, we will talk about FNAF 2 today. Thank you for bringing it up. About to say, I had a really good day today. Man, it's just in a nice position, bro. Like I think I've never been in this type of position in my life. You know what I mean? It's just like it's nice. It's nice to actually be able to like wake up and be like, oh man, I'm gonna actually get stuff done to like put myself ahead today. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm usually trying to catch up, but man. But yes, FNAF 2 review today. We'll talk about our days and everything. Everyone in voice chat. I meant to go live a little bit earlier, but it happens. You know, it is what it is. But yeah, no, we're here. We're here now. Of course, yes, James, I will read my chat. And I am not a loser, okay? Just because I play Epic Duel does not mean I'm a loser. I like to hold that stance. Let's see. Well, Festive Cyber Yeti doesn't shield less. That's fair.
No, it's just
Festive Valkyrie next year. I don't know. I mean, hey, that could be a thing. I mean, I would think that would be cool because I think it would be a better way to not gatekeep the prizes. I think it'd be like, because again, I think it's perfectly fine to be like, let's say, okay, we get whatever the Gamma thing is this year. It's broken for a year, and then they release it in the next event. And then, you know, there's a better like free to way play to get it or whatever. And then we get the next one. You know what I mean? Because again, I feel like with premium or whatever, the balance needs to be that yes, you can like get an advantage for a limited time because you're paying, almost like paying your way into like a early access. You know, again, they make it super broken, they test it down, you know, they get to a point where it's, you know, nice or whatever, then bam, they release it again for the public, and then you're able to kind of have that balance, and then the next thing comes up. But yeah, you gotta have incentive for people to put money into the game, obviously, but it just can't be too broken, right? And I don't think Jack Frost is broken at this point in time. I think it's actually in a pretty healthy spot, so it's gonna be cool to have it in game. But again, it's gonna be one of those things where, well, no, I guess Jack Frost takes energy, so I mean, I guess Valkyrie doesn't really like counter that, but I don't know. It'll be spicy, man, and it looks like things are gonna be getting spicy for the pepper, you know. So that's gonna be fun. But yeah, Festive Valkyrie next year would be kind of cool though. But who knows? Imagine this works for bosses too. Jack Frost, or what do you mean?
Definitely Valkyrie, because he means the.
Oh yes, no, it does, and it is reusable. So yes, no, it is something where I will say again, obviously nothing beats beauty. Like I literally was talking about I was talking to Cactus with this other day. It does not beat the beauty bot, but it is really good. And it is when you use something like that mercenary build I was using against God of War the other day, you get so much life steal back on the robot when you're using things like War Commander or even like Bounty Hunter with like max of the passive that boosts the robot or whatever. That with the Valkyrie bot, you know, over and over and over again, it does a lot of damage, man. It does a lot of damage. Things like that are just fun to me.
I would actually argue that the mini Rex will do more versus bosses, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if they have like 60,000 energy, it goes based off a percentage of their energy, right? So like at the end of the day, if they're not max energy, it just won't do 120%.
Well, that's the thing. If you're using other classes, like that's the whole point. Like you don't use Blood Mage. If you're using something like a boxer class, like Bounty Hunter or something, a lot of bosses you can kill them before they run out of energy. So essentially, you're always doing more plus 100% damage with that thing. But I would say like with Charfade, it's interesting because again, like I think Charfade's interesting on bosses that have the highest health, because like if a boss has like 50k health or something, then yeah, I think Charfade's going to be better in the long run, because you do get a lot more damage.
So you're saying for like the lower level bosses, so to speak, like the ones that you know kill in 4 turns or 5 turns or whatever, it's really good versus those.
Well, I would say like 4 or 5 turns, but like we'll say like okay, like because there's a difference between like Cactus Swing and his post, right? Like there's a difference between we'll pull up the little target thing. There's a big difference between like Legendary God of War, right, which is like right here, who has like 20k, I think 20k health, 20k mana, and like he just like hits harder and just like on that kind of, again, like upper scaling of a legendary boss, right? Between like you know, again, like a 2v1 boss, like you go to like dang, it's taking forever to load, but like Exile Leader or like Administrator 10, right? Like they have 10k a piece, but they're both still legendary bosses. So it's like if you're trying to farm let's say bosses that are easy, I'm just saying that you want to have more fun builds you can use for those bosses you have to farm repeatedly anyway, because you're going to be using Blood Mage enough. You know what I mean? Like when you get to Nightmare and you get to all those high level bosses, you have to use Blood Mage. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where when you start fighting the bosses where it's like if they have energy, you die. You know what I mean? Like you can't really like box that. So yeah, at that point it's like, okay, you're gonna have to use Blood Mage. But I'm just saying there's enough of those bosses in the game, right? Like you want to be able to have fun using different things. You don't want to always use the same thing every time. I mean, if you're on that again grind where you're just trying to go through everything one time for the one time, you want to get things done as fast as possible. Of course, Blood Mage, Beauty Bot, you know, can't go wrong. But yeah, I'm trying to have fun, enjoy the process. You know, again, I'm trying to take my time with it. Then yeah, you know, again, I think Mercenary's really fun. TLM's really fun too. Tech Mage, honestly, I haven't tried Tech Mage, but I think Tech Mage would actually be really fun too because the stun. Same thing with Bounty Hunter, like Dex Bounty Hunter might be really good. Like, there's a lot of boss builds I want to try that I can't wait until after gifting. I'm gonna try a lot, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you Alonzo, if you get a NPC, aren't you gonna do like that thing you saw, like high damage risk reward type thing?
So okay, but we'll talk about that because I mean I'm a pretty transparent person. I'm just gonna be pretty honest. So like all things considered, basically depending on how things go or whatever, right? Let's say I end up beating Cactus. Cactus has his NPC idea, like boss battle idea, way ahead of like, you know, he has it all thought out to a T, right? And it's really cool. And I again do not. So it'd be one of those things where if I do win, I already did kind of ask beforehand if we could like give out a custom wish to somebody. And you know, again, basically Nightmare said as long as both parties kind of 100% agree, then he doesn't really see an issue with it. So basically what I'm saying is if I do win and I get to the point where we can put, you know, again, an actual boss in game, it'll most likely be Cactus's. So Cactus, and again, he's pretty consistent throughout the year. I talk to him. Again, no offense to Deep or anything, but he's a busy guy. So it's kind of hard to like reach him and be like as active as he once was, you know, as he used to be or whatever, because he still does care about the game, but he's just, you know, busy with life, right? But me and Cactus be playing all the time. You know, again, we be talking all the time throughout the night and stuff. He'd be up at weird times and you know, again, so it's one of those things where we definitely can bounce stuff off each other, and then again he can communicate to Night Wraith, and again we'll definitely be able to try our best to release what we can or do what we can, because everything is a final say on Night Wraith, right? But yeah, I probably won't have an NPC, at least a boss battle. I'll leave everything else as a surprise, because again, if I do get first and I do you know, again, everything plans out at least the way I want it to, I'm gonna have a lot of stuff coming in the game, and it's gonna be actually pretty simple. Like it's gonna be nothing crazy for me this year. But yeah, I think you guys are gonna be pretty excited. I think we got some pretty cool stuff. We got some bangers along the way. You know, again, I am talking to a lot of the gifting crew, you know, as we kind of count down and kind of know where some of our placements are going to be. So again, that is a shout out to all the top 15 as well. If you are on the leaderboard again, we can share everything with each other. I mean, obviously if you're like 12 to 15 type thing, well, actually, no, I think bad, which is fine. So I'd say 12 and up, but I would say 13 to 15. Who's just a gifter right here with a million?
That's that.
Oh, what the heck? Okay. That's kind of crazy. He went for that. What the heck? Anyways, so yeah, 13, 14, 15 might be, I think Zap's fine too. So we'll say 14, 15, but basically 13 and up, basically, if you do want to talk to me, man, like again, shoot me a DM. I definitely am pretty open. I know what I can share and can't share. Like, you know, people usually tell me what they are comfortable with, you know, saying publicly or whatever, or saying on stream, and what they aren't with. But basically what I'm trying to do is I always try to, just like last year, I try to make sure everyone, again, gets what they want, of course, but we don't just have like a bunch of like repeat wishes, you know? You don't want, we've had years before where there's been like 5 gamma bots and it's just like, it's just repetitive, you know what I mean? And
that's what I don't want.
So
That's
yeah,
what I don't want.
so a lot of us are trying to make sure we're getting all good things. And like I said, I'm not going to spoil too many things, but again, if you are in the top 15 though, again, like I said, 13 and up, and you want to get together with me, or you want to, you know, share some ideas, say, whatever you feel like you're going for, or what you feel like is going to be, you know, done, then yeah, again, I'm about to say I'll let you in, because essentially that just means we usually don't have a problem, but you know, usually if you're in top 15, then again, you know, you can give your stuff out to top 15 with, you know, no penalty or whatever. It's just because, right? So yeah, usually if you're in the little group or whatever, usually means you don't really care giving your stuff out to top 15 as well. So yeah, so again, if you do see those things, hit me up, let me know, because like I said, we have a pretty wide spread of stuff this year that is really cool. Like I said, I think there's gonna be really cool stuff, just like last year, man. I told you guys last year was the intro, last year was the beta. You know what I'm saying? We were test running things. This year, again, we're running it back, and I think we're just gonna skip Gamma, because I think Gamma was cool and all, but A, it was short, and B, I think the highlights were the Gamma bots and everything like that. And I feel like, again, too many of those are in the game, and we don't really need to go back to that, right? Like Cactus, I think, has already said he's doing a Gamma bot, and that'll be Gamma enough, right? But I think this year is going to be the year of the Delta squad. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big Gears of War person. Delta Phase was a banger. You know what I'm saying? It's one of my favorite armors in the game. And again, third, it's the year of the Brigade. And again, I feel like Delta Brigade sounds pretty fire. So I think that is going to be the theme this year. You guys can use your head and think what's going to be going on and stuff like that. But we're going to have plenty of cool stuff coming your way. And this year, like I said, we're going to focus on being more simple but bold. You know, last year we kind of went a little crazy on the customizations and had some insane CPU lagging things, you know what I mean? So I think a lot of us are planning to lighten up the load and just be as clear cut as possible. We kind of know what the people want, and yeah, man, it's gonna be nice. So prepare. Again, I can't guarantee or say that it will be anything for free, because, you know, again, like I just, that's not in the cards yet. I don't know. But what is guaranteed is that whatever replica we do get and whatever replica people are okay with sharing, we will be putting in shops for 5K Varium. So if you're not a gifter, now is the time to stock up on Varium as well. You want to make sure you're prepared, because some replicas will be limited, some won't be. I can say that I know all mine will be around year round, so you probably want to buy mine last because they'll always be there. But yeah, just
not. They will
See?
be around a lot, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna say that now, but definitely not 365 days of the year.
word, which is fine. Again, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
But there will be more than enough time for anyone to grab something for sure. Like, it's not gonna be there for 2 hours or nothing like that, or 1 day or anything like that. It's not gonna be that crazy.
Yeah, facts. Essentially, what I'm saying is now is the time to prepare, man. We've already crossed that less than a week mark left. I think today marks, we have what, like today's 31, I think. So yeah, something like that. Yeah, 5-6 days, something like that. But we already know the last couple of days are going to be all the Brigade, you know, officially. But building up till then, we don't know who's gonna go for it. Again, I'm pretty much done with the announcements. I'm gonna be letting people kind of go for it and fight for it, you know, as we kind of count down here. So I recommend all you guys definitely start hopping in here. Definitely get online. Make sure you're playing the game. Make sure you're having fun. Make sure you're being around, because again, shit is going to get spicy. And with that being said, everyone else in the VC, go ahead and say anything you want to. Say what's up. Say what's up to chat. Say what's up to chat.
Yo, chat, bro. It's been a little minute. I've been MIA the last couple of days. I've been busy.
Man. Real adult shit. It happens, man. It happens.
Yeah, facts. And then the other day I was just too tired. I was on, but I was just too tired. I didn't want to.
Nah, I feel that, man. Sometimes it'd be like that. Jason was good. Amon was good. Catman was good. Man, no worries. Nah, I would be sharing my found armor and releasing it to the public at a quantity of 500. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, page 2.0. Get your credits up and not your funny up is crazy. All right, Catman. All right. Hey, I'm actively putting credits into things. So yeah, like I said, let me enjoy the process, man. I'm enjoying the process. Okay, you know what I'm saying? We're having fun. You know, I'm getting my stars slowly. I'm accumulating my player rating. You know, we're slowly powering up. You know, we're gonna take a few episodes to just like scream at the top of our lungs. You know what I'm saying?
He's going Super Saiyan 3.
Facts. Sweat. Man, sweat dripping. You know what I'm saying? Everything. You know, we just gotta take our time. We're just
Oh my god, bro! I used to literally go back and rewatch that. Honestly, I still do that every now and then.
Man, I'm not gonna. Me and the girl we got on Super now. We're watching Super, and Super is such a masterpiece, man. I'm not gonna lie. Super is so good.
Wait, has she seen the rest of Dragon Ball Z?
She's seen Kai, but we didn't watch Dragon Ball, the original.
Okay, but I think
Damn,
Kai
I
went
missed
all the way up to the Majin Buu arc, right?
We actually skipped the Buu arc because, like, I'm not gonna lie, the Buu arc was kind of not my, like, it was kind of mid in my opinion compared to I think the Cell arc was better, man. I think Cell arc was peak.
Don't do it,
man. Like, don't get me wrong, like the Buu arc was sick. Like, I liked the Buu arc, but like, it just, to me, it was just like having this person that just kind of like was not really serious and then like get serious and then turn into like a literal child. You know what I mean? It was just like, like I didn't really like the villain. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. That's
and then
a hot take.
Even now, it's like I feel like even he just be floating around Super. Like he's literally a cancer. They just can't get rid of. Like,
yeah, I like Super Buu.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm a fan of Super Buu.
Again, he just reminded me too much of like a teen. Like, he just reminded me of a raging teenager. Like, he was cool, and then he lost all of his aura when he got mad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like,
he would do cool stuff. It was like, okay, and then, you know, he get flexed on, but instead of like, okay, I'm gonna go in the lab and like train up real quick. Like, this ain't the last thing you want to hear on me. He'd just be like, nah, I'm gonna eat you. Like, I'm gonna absorb you. Like, okay, brother. Like, all right. Like, what is this? Like, if I can't beat you, I'm gonna eat you. Like, what are the super villain shit is that? Like, what? It's crazy.
Oh my god, bro.
No, but you didn't really miss any announcements. Essentially, we were just talking about gifting and stuff like that in the replicas. So, I mean, nothing too big, but just, you know things that are coming. You know what I'm saying? We definitely are doing our best. We as gifters try our best, man. As the Epic Duel community, man, in general. You know what I'm saying? We definitely do what we can for all of us. You know. So, yeah, man. But all right, y'all want to get into this FNAF, this Five Nights at Freddy's 2 review? But say let's see does anybody actually want to watch it? Because like I want to know, does anyone care about spoilers? Like that's what I should say. Because I do want to get that out the way. I don't know, like I'm not gonna obviously go into too much detail, but like I'll just give my opinion, give my rating, type thing. And then I do agree with Cad. Cad said Five Nights at Freddy's 2 over 1, and I totally agree, dog. Like, I'm not gonna lie, dude.
No,
not gonna lie.
The movie?
Yeah, the movie.
Talking about the movie?
Yeah.
I've not seen the second movie.
Okay, so that's what I was saying. Do you care about spoilers like that? Like, if you've already played the game,
I love spoilers.
Okay, I was gonna say, if you've already played the game, and you already know the franchise. Like, I'm not gonna. Everything's pretty much like, I'm not gonna say it's the same, but it's like they didn't really add too much like crazy stuff in new. You know what I mean? But it's just how they played out from the first one. They did such a good job at putting everything in. Oh, you've never watched the movie? Oh, you were just talking about the game. Okay. But it's like, Kat, do you care? Let's say, because I can Oh, okay, you haven't watched any of the movies. Okay, I would say, how bad do you care? Oh, you don't care. Okay, okay. But say, does anybody care? Anybody care? Let's say, I don't think anybody cares. All right, yeah, I don't think anybody cares too much. Okay, all right. So I don't want to ruin the movie too much, but like, essentially, I'll give a good background of like 1 and 2, because again, like I have beef. I definitely have so much beef with 1. I have so like, and I think a lot of people did, and 2, they just made it so much better. Like it's like they really did listen to what the community notes were, right? And I love when a franchise or like a title or whatever, like when they actually listen to community feedback and implement it in the right way and you can see it improve like in just literal time. It's like, bro, it's cinema. Literally, it's absolute cinema, man. Like you cannot beat it. So it's like, okay, basically to give a quick synopsis of what like Five Nights at Freddy's is, if you don't know what Five Nights at Freddy's is, basically it started as a game a long time ago that was just not really meant to be a big story, but it just kind of gained community hype and the story kind of kept going along the way, right? And it was all made by this one guy called Scott Cawthorn, and he had a team behind who, you know, developed the game and did all this other stuff, but he basically made the story pretty much, you know, with him and whoever else he, you know, took inspiration from, right? So essentially how the story was that there was no kind of official, we'll say like map for the story, right? Because again, there was no movie, there was no like main book, like there was no kind of thing that officially pieced together like everything, right? So essentially the games always had speculation about different things that happened between all of them and different connections here and there and different things that were canon and not canon, because as new games came out and as new little like tidbits came out, you had to kind of figure out if this was a canon event or if this is just like an add-on game. Is this just a money grab? Is this just to, you know, boost the popularity of the game? Because again, they definitely had plenty of games that weren't really like meant to be a part of the series or whatever, but kind of just like, we'll say fan inspired or fan inspiration. But yeah. Well, sorry, what'd you say? I don't care. You said Matt Pat has also been to Scott Cawthorn's house. That's where Matt Pat is.
Matt Pat.
Yeah, you know, facts. That is a canon event. Facts. They actually had Corey Kenshin in the movie, which is actually super sick. Like, that's actually so dope. Bro, like, Corey Kenshin had a cameo in both movies. Isn't that dope? Man.
Wait, did Matt Pat have one too?
Nah. At least not that I seen. I mean, I know he's changed his look a little bit. So he could have, but I don't wait, hold on. Let me look him up real quick. Let me look up his like modern day look. Because maybe he could have, but I could have like forgot.
I'm only asking because I know he doesn't do YouTube no more. So.
Oh, I think they did. I think he. Wait, hold up. Let's see. He is in FNAF 1.
Oh, he is, okay, but not in 2. That sucks.
Nah, he did some like work, it looks like, but I don't see where he is in the cast at least. Oh, he voiced Toy Bonnie. That's but yeah, he didn't make a cameo. He just voiced Toy Bonnie. That's okay. I mean, that's not too bad. They did have the animatronics did actually look really good. So that was a good thing too. Like I feel like the animatronics did look really cool. But yeah, so like okay. So like first things first. Okay, now that you guys kind of know a little bit about the games, right? And leading into the movie, essentially the main thing you have to realize from the movie or kind of know from the movie is essentially how things played out is a guy who basically used to be related to, we'll just say, like the Fazbear Enterprise, right? Like his parents used to be like related to him in some way, shape, or form. He kind of didn't really know that, but basically he ends up needing a job and looking around and end up getting a job as a security guard, right? Like that's kind of the intro to FNAF or whatever, right? And so essentially he ends up going to the security guard night by night. He's going, and he has this kid with him, and this kid essentially is like his sister, but I think it's like, again, something bad happened to their parents. And essentially, again, he's kind of the guardian of her type thing, right? So he tries his best to, like, again, you know, be a brother, but at the same time, you know, be a like dad parent role type of thing, right? So blah 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 blah. Again, like none of that stuff is really important, honestly, because again, it's all lore stuff, and I don't want to ruin too much of the lore. But like as far as movie goes, again, basically intro, he gets a job to the pizza place, right, which is the rundown, building, one of the main buildings of Five Nights at Freddy's, right? He gets there, basically comes back day by day, and different things keep happening. He keeps listening to like different recordings, watching different like tapes that were there, because again, like the place is run down and essentially it closed down because of a situation where one of the animatronics like killed a kid, right? And then from there, after that, one of the main owners, which is William Afton, he ends up going around in his suit, like an animatronic suit that he built, which was one of like the first models they used to, we'll say, like make money for that, because like essentially in his background, like Afton and one of his partners were like great, we'll say, like engineers, like they robotics kind of mechanics or whatever, like they would build animatronics and like robots from the ground up or whatever, right? But they're incredibly expensive and they needed money to do that, so they resorted to essentially like degrading themselves by doing like kids parties, and they kind of made these cool little suits or whatever at the time, because again, it's supposed to be like the 60s and 70s, right? So that type of thing was new, and they ended up basically making a quick bag doing that. So Afton developed a hatred for children over this time period because he felt like he was such a genius and he had to, again, degrade himself to make this money when he shouldn't have to do this, blah, 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 blah. And eventually he got to this weird, sick, and kind of like demented way of kind of just like, huh? Wait, what?
How long till gifting starts?
It's starting now.
What? No.
Yeah, it's starting now. We're going over Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
This person doesn't stop randomly at a red, like what?
Yeah. No, yeah, but
drivers.
Wait, hold up. But I'm doing a movie review. So we're talking about Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh.
Yeah, let's say one. Give me like I'm about to say you said you're your only home?
I am. I'll check back in 20, okay, boys? Have fun.
Yeah, I was say literally by the time you back home it'll be done, so it's all good.
What? Done gifting?
No, I'm talking about the story. Gifting's going until reset, so you're fine. Yeah, drive safe, brother. Okay, so Megan Fox is in the movie too. She was in the first one? I actually don't know if she was in the first one. I don't know if she's in the first one, but okay. So essentially, again, timeline, right? Gets a security job, goes into the complex. The complex shuts down. He's figuring out the history of the pizza place, right? He kind of learns about the inventor, which is William Afton, and kind of learns about his partner and how they kind of made money and where they started. And they built this enterprise together, which led to Fazbear's Enterprises. And then they started making more animatronics. And then it led to this whole kind of like franchise thing, right? Which still exists. Like it still did exist. It's just those original restaurants that had like the accident per se with like those, we'll say like original animatronics that were like, we'll say like Mach 1s or whatever. They just canceled that down and then just made new ones essentially, right? So essentially, again, the first day finds out about the creator and the past. Second day figures out what happened to the partner, which essentially he kind of like just allegedly goes crazy and kind of just messes like F's off or whatever, right? Because the situation that had happened was, again, an animatronic had bit off a kid's head, which again, this is a horror movie, by the way, but an animatronic had bit off a kid's head in the middle of a party because his older brother thought it would be funny to literally stick his like, little brother, his kid brother, who was probably like 6 or 7 at the time, inside of the animatronic's head, which is like okay, all right, anyways, like a 200-pound animatronic, thing's head or whatever, and basically it clamps down and he dies.
Try to sneak that in there. That's 6, 7. Nice one though.
No, she's in FNAF 2. Oh, she plays Toy Chica. Okay, yeah. There was a lot of voice actors that were like in there as cameos, but I didn't really know. But yeah, that's kind of cool though. But yeah. So that's the second night. Second night, he learns about the bite. They call it the bite of 82, right? Which is supposed to be like this big thing because, again, like I said, kid died. They lost a lot in lawsuits. People were afraid to come back there, but they revamped and things were keeping going, right? So boom. Then the third night goes along. You start hearing noises and you start hearing the animatronics kind of moving and creaking, but you don't see them, right? You start just hearing things, right? So he starts thinking, oh man, I'm just like losing sleep, this new job or whatever. It's get into me. He's getting in arguments with his like little sister because she's struggling to find friends at school. And bam, right? So fourth night, right? I think the fourth night comes around. Kids ends up getting into like an argument or something at school and ends up getting suspended or something like that. Some BS happens. And basically the kid ends up going to the pizza place with the kid, the dude, right? They get there and essentially the robots are starting to play with the kid. And this is where the movie goes downhill in the first one, right? Because there's not really much context. They're not really saying too much as it's really going on. They're kind of just like setting the background, I guess, right? But all of a sudden, it's like you as a person who like, if you know what Five Nights at Freddy's is, these things are supposed to be like murderers, and they're playing Ring Around the Rosie with like this kid. So it's like, what the heck? Like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, this isn't really how this like goes down or whatever. So they're like, okay. Yeah. So anyways, then basically it comes out, another security guard ends up coming in. The other security guard ends up being this girl who's actually supposed to be a cop that's like working the scene or whatever, right? She like works that area. And usually she like checks in on that pizza place and basically like just sees what's going on or whatever. And so like when dude started working there as a security guard, she kind of kept checking on him in kind of weird places or whatever. And kind of like slowly kind of just saying like, oh, you should just like quit. You should stay away. You should, quit. You should stay away, whatever, right? Then bam, basically final night comes. Turns out the cop, she comes in there on the last day. They're kind of having a conversation. He ends up, obviously liking her. She's blonde hair, blue eyes, whatever, right? So he's kind of falling for her. They're doing this thing with the animatronics. They introduce her to her. She knows about the animatronics. So the animatronics kind of like, they don't necessarily freak out because they don't really know about the girl, because essentially she was a little girl when everything happened. So they don't necessarily know it's her. So they kind of like, again, say she's okay. But eventually what ends up happening is she, which is the cop that is the girl, right? Her dad ends up being William Afton, shocker, dun, 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 whatever, right? So he ends up basically being alive, who still runs this multi-million-dollar CEO kind of, complex or whatever, but he just kind of like stepped down and kind of does it just from behind the scenes in like an alias or whatever. So he still has a bunch of money, and he just basically spends his time luring kids to the original pizza complex and murdering them, right? So basically, what ends up happening is he kind of knows that the animatronics are alive in different ways, shapes, or form. And essentially he's planning to do stuff with them or whatever. And the whole point of bringing the new guy there as a security guard was to murder him, because the security guard ends up being the son of the partner, I believe. And they say that in, the movie or whatever, right? So that's the other plot twist or whatever, Basically, Afton had offered Buddy the job knowing he had needed the job, because he had wanted to kill him, because he was the last, like, we'll say, piece to, or mole to his situation, right? Because essentially, I'm assuming he had killed his partner, or at least thought he had killed his partner or whatever, and no one else would kind of know, because his partner did kind of know he was getting weird, blah, 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 blah. Because, again, like, basically his partner figured out that he was murdering kids because he started making, like, when they started making the V2 models, again, in 1980, whatever, he started making models to like literally like murder kids, like flat out, right? Like beforehand, it was kind of an accident, but he kind of discovers that when kids like die in objects or whatever, that they kind of like latch on or like can become like spiritually trapped or whatever in these things. So then he starts making literal robots to like cage kids in like, things, like possess them. And then once they're possessed, he'll like scare them into basically just murdering other kids to think that they'll save themselves one day. So it becomes this very weird, sick, and twisted thing, right? And yeah, and then so it turns into, at the end of one, they think they kill him because the famous thing happens, which is essentially the ghosts, which are the kids, they end up kind of like showing themselves once they see that he doesn't have his mask on. And he ends up getting scared, and the spring-locked suits that are the original ones default into their original stance, where they have an ectoskeleton if they basically come in contact with any water. So basically, Buddy starts sweating and dies to his own design, and that's supposed to be the end or whatever, right? That was supposed to be the end of it, and they keep it going. The security guard girl, end up talking to the guy, and they end up, supposedly being happy ever after, right? So I end up having a problem with the movie because they did not literally like explain anything really. They didn't go into like the deepness of the lore. They didn't really go into like more of like why he was doing all these things. So like Buddy was like again, like he has a strong hatred for kids, and then he also lost his wife, which like was his, we'll say, like humanity, right? So he started dealing with his like wife's death by basically murdering kids, you know? And then essentially what drives him further down the you know, darker rabbit hole or whatever is he ends up murdering his own daughter by accident, right? Which again, so that they didn't say any in the movie or say anything about it in the movie. Jeez. Bro, my like, I need to drink water.
Oh, yeah.
I normally want to show stuff like this, but like, look at my hand. My hand is literally cramping. Like I can't move my hand like straight right now. I don't know why. So I'm like trying to like relax my hand, but I don't know why my hand's cramping. Like, it's literally just defaulting to this. I can't like lift it up. It's just defaulting back. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I get weird cramps. I have weird kind of like muscle strands. I feel like. Yeah, I've always kind of got weird cramps in weird places. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's just a genetic thing. But yeah, like even like when I was like swimming and stuff, like I'd be in the pool with like friends and stuff, and I would get cramps in like my toes and like my feet and stuff. And people would be like, "What the heck? Like, why are you getting?" I don't know. You know, what I mean, it's just what it is.
Ask him, mandatory. You should just let me get the daily, bro. You need to back off. Do this a different day.
Oof. Let me refill my water.
Barely gifted. Sees me start gifting. This motherfucker sped it up.
Let me take a pause real quick because then we'll get into 2 because 2 is a lot better. And again, I'm not gonna give too many spoilers because I want to encourage you guys to watch 2. Don't watch 1. Like I said, you could pretty much just watch like a overview of it and be fine. But 2 is cinema. But yeah, let me get some water.
What is mandatory score right now? Anybody tell me?
But.
All right, my bad. Yeah, I don't know why my hand is like cramping like that, but okay. All right, so getting into the second one, right? Okay, so the second one, essentially, what happens is it starts out, you know, again, with the security guard. What's up, SLX Gaming? How's it going, big dog? Sorry, okay, so it starts out security guard essentially talking to again, he's dating the cop, right? She's still kind of having nightmares because, you know, again, dad had essentially, you know, again, put some weird, we'll say like trauma on the family. Like, because again, all the kids he had knew about his weird obsession of killing kids and stuff, right? Like ever since the mom died, it was pretty much like the Resident Evil family type thing, right? So, and then essentially she didn't say everything. We'll just say that. So it starts out again, they're dating. She didn't really say everything about the family, but basically the security guard, he thinks everything's cool. You know, he's kind of moved on. He has a different job now. He's doing different stuff. He's trying his best to, again, you know, keep his sister afloat, you know, different school. She's having to kind of, you know, make new friends again, all this good stuff. X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 right? Basically, she's having problems at school because she can't make friends and she's weird. She basically unlocks her, we'll say like family trait, right? And starts basically learning how to build robotics and stuff like that. Because she got interested in it because of the animatronics or whatever from the first movie. But again, she is not William Afton, but Afton's partner's daughter, right? So she has kind of like a knack for it, you know? So she's building robots in school and stuff. The robotics teacher, which is actually super funny, right? The robotics teacher is the dude who played Michael Jordan's assistant in Space Jam. I don't know if you guys know who William Knight is, but literally it's the white dude with the glasses, and like again they literally they beat him up in the locker room. Like he's the guy that they find, and he's like recording stuff in the locker room, whatever. He's like literally in the locker room, and they find him and beat him up and send him back to the other people's locker room. But yeah, he ends up being the teacher, and he essentially basically is just, like his job the whole movie is just like shitting on this girl, like pretty much. That's literally what he did the whole movie. Every single time, like he was like the teacher, like she would come up with something, she would do something, or like learn something. He'd be like, yeah, like you're not really good. Like you're what we call a person who like, you know, isn't really good at robotics. Like you don't really have to do this type thing. Like he was like, you could drop out of the class if you want to type thing. Like literally, like this is the thing he's telling a child. Like this is like a 10, 11, 12-year-old type thing. And yeah, he's over here like, yeah, I don't really have much faith in you. You know, like she's like, oh, you know, I'm gonna sign up for, you know, this like event or whatever, and I already have my science fair project and da 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 da. And he's like, yeah, we're defending title champions. I think you should drop out. Like I don't think you'll be good for the team. Like it's kind of nuts. So she has a hard time again, like making friends, and the teacher's also lighting her up. So she's having issues, right? So eventually, you know, she ends up going back to the pizza complex to talk to her friends or whatever, which are the animatronics. They end up not being there. But essentially the security guard ends up catching her there one of the nights, and basically B's like, he's like, I think he's actually still a security guard there, honestly. I think he's still a security guard there, low key. But basically he ends up telling her she can grab something from, you know, the pizza complex, whatever, which happens to be we'll say like a recording device, but like, it's like, it's supposed to be like one of those like communicator, walkie-talkie, weird, you know, telephone things type of thing. Like it wasn't like you actually talk to anybody, but it's like it had like the pre-recorded like lines, and you'll talk to like characters, right? And so the characters are supposed to be like Fazbear characters, right? So essentially what happens is the girl ends up supernaturally talking to someone else, which is essentially the character they're introducing in this movie, which is the what is it called? The I keep wanting to say the matriarch, but it's not the matriarch. I want to say the not the puppeteer, the marionette. There it is, the marionette. And so the marionette essentially is this animatronic that Afton built, that essentially is its job is to watch the other animatronics, and essentially it's a system, like a security system, that takes them and basically puts them in there. Like they're not allowed to leave. Essentially it's a system that Afton built in to where all the like kids that have been successfully put in animatronics, they hide them there. He hides them there, and that's a place like he takes like, we'll say like big families or something, or like big event, basically big times where he wants to kill a lot of people. He'll take them down there. It's like his personal, you know, Fazbear Enterprise, whatever, X, Y, and Z. And essentially, again, the whole point is that, you know, they're all kids, like they're all kids that have been like haunted in there, and they're controlled by, again, the marionette, which is Charlotte, which happens to be, I'm assuming, at this point, someone, like they claim it in the movie as it's just like some kind of random parent who, you know, lost their kid a long time ago, and they're just like, you know, super passionate about it and believe there's more to the story and da 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 da. Like I don't know if he's gonna play a bigger part in the third one, but essentially he's the one who kind of tips, we'll say, the security guard off to knowing about how they, like the animatronics being alive, like they knew essentially, right? Because the whole time the security guard was under the impression that this girl essentially like didn't really know anything, or like knew the legends, or maybe like knew the animatronics were alive in a way. She was just trying to protect them, but she didn't know the background, right? He assumed she didn't know the background story to how they got in and all this stuff, and then blah 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 blah, right? But she did. So that was the whole thing. Like he was trying to help her get past the father, because he assumed the father did all this and the kids were just byproducts or victims of, you know, the situation. But they were more accomplices, you know what I mean? So he starts to piece it together when he starts figuring out all the horror stories behind it, and how these kids go missing, and all these other adults have gone missing in different parts of the world and different areas where they have different, again, Fazbear entertainment things. And the whole point is that they're cash grabs, right? So the whole point is that they'll open one in a place that hasn't heard about their name, make as much money as possible, because again, it is a good idea. And then whenever the killing thing becomes too big of a rumor, they just shut it down. And then they just basically cut costs, leave all the things there. And then essentially Afton comes and uses it as other places to like murder people. Like that's what's implied essentially. Right. So again, going forward, the security guard basically starts going into this mindset of like, I'm going to cut her off. Like no more. Basically, like she's weird. You know, it is what it is. So he cuts her off. She ends up going to, we'll say, like deal with the, you know, remnants of her past finally, right? Like, you know, deal with the trauma that her dad has on her and deal with this family thing that we kind of don't really know about yet, because essentially they give a hint in the beginning of the movie where this, like, we'll say like teen group of kids or whatever are supposed to be like ghost hunters, or like basically they're the age of YouTubers at the time, right? They're like ghost YouTubers, or like, we go to scary places that are known to do this and that and this and that or whatever. And, you know, we record it and get supernatural events on camera or whatever, right? So they end up coming to this pizza complex because the security guard there, which is happens to be, again, William Afton's son, which is the other cop's brother, right? Again, the brother that she did not tell the other security guard from the original movie about, right? And this security guard also knows about his dad and agrees with it, and basically started doubling down on the situation when his dad died. So the dad is still dead. Like, Afton's still dead in this movie, right? So you think that Afton was going to come back or whatever, or that he was going to make an appearance, but he really didn't. It was just all kind of trauma flashbacks and kind of, again, which I really liked. They implemented strong things of 4, which was supposed to be this kind of canon, not canon, canon, not canon thing of like nightmares. And like, that was when they introduced like the nightmare, Freddy's and like the Nightmare Chica and Nightmare whoever, blah, 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 right? They added those into the trauma they instilled on the kids, because again, and 4, the whole background is you're a kid and you're watching these things happen, because the whole point is you understand that William, and you know that the kid is Williams, right? Shadow Bonnie. Yes, see, exactly, right? All those come from 4, right? And the whole point is, again, you know, playing the game, that it's one of William's kids, but they never confirm it. They never really say, like, they confirm it's one of the kids, but they never really say the background or a name or anything like that. So people like speculate if the kid died, or if it was this person at this one, or maybe it was security guard, or maybe it was Mike or whatever. But again, they kind of show you in the movie that, again, it ends up being her, you know, it ends up being basically the daughter, which basically he was doing this to not basically keep her away, because the whole plot through the games was William was like kind of a weird person, but he also cared about his kids, and he was trying to keep his kids from like dying in the machines or whatever. So he like did these nightmares to kind of keep them from, you know, wandering off and visiting, you know, other animatronics or whatever, right? But you come through in the movie, it's no, he was literally trauma, like terrifying his own kids, so they would have no other way but to just be like, they have to just do whatever he says. So literally that's his whole thing. Like, it's just rule by fear, right? He just scares you into literally doing whatever he wants you to do, you know? And even in death, you know, that was the whole thing. The kids that he would put in these suits, they had power over him, but he still would use that power to just get them to kill other kids and do other bad things for him. You know what I mean? So it was kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. And then again, it starts to get like more juicy, because like I said, the brother he basically leads them to the main place that we'll say like Afton has like all the main, we'll say like bodies there or whatever. Like the place, they call it like one of the first places that had a river. It was like one of the only places that had like a kid's river, right? Like that's the clue. And the son is the security guard of the main place, so he watches all of the main kind of monstrosities, and he too, just like the police, the sister, yeah, I got you. He too, just like the sister, essentially knew what was going on as everything was happening, and kind of didn't really say anything, but kind of also like had his own, we'll say like input into the story or whatever, right? So essentially when his dad died, he kind of knew exactly where to leave off, or exactly where to pick up, by going to the place and essentially, you know, continuing to do what he was doing, right? But the whole thing was the brother was never as trusted or as favored, we'll say, as the daughter, right? So the daughter she kind of knew all the codes, kind of knew all the security things to essentially let all the, we'll say like animatronics that have been like haunted, like roam and leave from the building. So the whole point of this whole movie is that the marionette is the villain, right? The marionette, which is Charlotte, who essentially is just this random girl who witnessed a kid almost being killed by Afton some years ago, be basically stabbed by Afton, right? So like, again, like how the movie starts out is in the opening, you know, pizza place or whatever. It shows like Afton, he's in a suit. He basically leads a kid to a back room. She comes up, sees the kid be led to the back room, follows them into the back room, kind of is like going to these adults and like letting them know ahead of time, like, hey, like, you know, this weird bunny and like these kind of glowing eyes kind of just like took this kid in the place like no one is, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of weird, you know, like can you do something about it? And all these parents basically told her to kind of just like F off, right? They kind of told her like, oh, like just enjoy the party. Oh, like you're worrying about nothing, you know, oh, it's fine. Those parents should worry about their kids, you know, all these excuses, right? So the girl gets fed up and she basically says, you know, hey, I'm gonna go check on this kid. I'm worried about this kid, right? So she goes, peeks into the room. The dude is sitting here, like, we'll say washing off like utensils, right? Like he had just like, maybe he had just stabbed somebody, maybe, or just killed somebody or whatever. But he's like washing off utensils, maybe cleaning his utensils, whatever. Like maybe he's getting ready to kill somebody. But essentially he had knocked out the kid that, you know, he had brought back there originally. And the kid's knocked down on the ground. She sees the kid's feet, whatever. She runs to the kid and essentially grabs him and starts trying to make a run for the door, right? And so she's running through this like back room of the pizza complex, which is all like dark, which again, it's speculation to Five Nights at Freddy's, what's it called? Security breach, which references the mega complex, which again, super cool because they're not really doing things in order or going by, we'll say like canon game events. They're just kind of dropping in little lore game events from different parts. So like I said, like the nightmare scene I loved because it had, you know, Five Nights at Freddy's 4 kind of visuals and like nightmare effects to it, right? This scene had a remnants of, like I said, security breach, where there's a scene where you're about to kill Chica, well, at least new Chica, and you're in the back room where the animatronics like burn the bones and like burn the remains of bodies that they, you know, stuff in them or whatever, right? Like let's say they stuff the kid or whatever, they, you know, have it inside their body, they squish it all down, and then basically whatever ends up like not being able to get cleaned off of them, it just goes into the incinerator and then they burn it off, right? So it basically looked like a room like that. Like maybe that was where Afton like killed the kids, you know, murdered them or whatever, and like disposed of the bones or whatever. And basically he was getting ready to like kill this kid. So basically this girl, which is Charlotte, she ends up being brave enough to save this kid's life. She gets the kid, she's running for this door, and it's like the scene of her, you know, again, like kind of fighting against her anxiety, and you know, the things are going all weird, and the guy's chasing him, you know, the bunny suit's chasing him with a knife behind her. And basically she gets out through the door and she kind of gathers all of her strength and kind of yells, right? And then she falls over on the main stage, which is where the ballerina, or the marionette, I guess, comes up out of her like thing. She's supposed to be one of the animatronics that's like hidden. It only comes up once a day at a certain time and, you know, does a little dance or whatever. And the whole point is it's based off like a box, like a music box, right? So the chick, Charlotte, always liked the marionette because the music box, let's say her dad made her a music box, and the marionette's like music theme reminded her of the music box. And Charlotte too had an issue making friends and X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 blah. So basically, poetically, she ends up dying on top of the marionette's, like, we'll say, opening, right? Like where it opens up and comes up. And what happens is the kid wakes up because, you know, Afton just knocked him out. So basically what it looked like was this kid just came out holding this, you know, other kid who was knocked out. The kid wakes up, kind of realizes what's going on, gets afraid, runs to his parents, and then she falls over, and it shows she has 4 stab marks in her back. Like this kid has literally been stabbed. But what happens is the marionette goes up, lifts the body, has the body up, kind of shows everyone, and then goes down underneath. So then what happens is later when the police try to find the body, they end up not finding the body. And basically ends up becoming this thing where it's like everyone's like, oh, well, we seen the kid, like, did the kid, you know, die or whatever? And then I think they end up releasing a statement basically saying like, oh, the kid wasn't harmed, or like, we couldn't find the kid, you know, she just kind of fainted and probably just like woke up and ran away or whatever, right? So the kid just gets played off as like missing. So yeah, that's what ends up being the interaction that puts Charlotte, which is the kid, inside the marionette, right? So fast forward back to main timelines, right? The security guard knows about the marionette and knows about all the other animatronics that are locked up in Afton's, we'll say, personal den of, we'll say, murderers, right? And essentially, he's trying to maintain them, but what he doesn't know is that they're all smarter than him. So essentially, the marionette knows that William isn't, well, not William, but Mike is the guy's name. Mike, isn't the person that they want because he doesn't really know anything. They want the other girl, which I forgot her name, but yeah, basically the cop. They want the cop, right? So they end up spinning this, we'll say, narrative where, again, remember how I told you the other security guard, which also is named Mike, but basically the guy from the first one, his sister ends up getting a like talk to me, you know, Freddy or whatever, and ends up basically like talking to, you know, animatronics or whatever and talking to ghosts, right? She ends up going to the original complex, and that's how she ends up getting to the original one. Like I said, she was going to the one from the first one, which only had the original, you know, 3 she knew, which were like kids that kind of weren't really a part of everything. They were kind of like recent, we'll say, and they just kind of been in there chilling. But now she got played by the marionette to basically go to the original one, where now all the other animatronics from 2.0 that are way more deadlier, way more different looking, and essentially look like we'll say the other characters, but they're different. Essentially they play her into thinking that they're the original ones by just saying that, oh, we got messed up in the first one, and essentially they ended up repairing us, and this is us now or whatever. So they end up tricking Amy, right, which is I think that's her name, but essentially the cop from the first one, into watching the kid be in front of the monitor to put in the code to let them all free, right? So she basically tells the cop, I'm gonna murder this kid, right, in front of you if you don't tell me the code to let us free. So that's how they end up getting free. Bam. They end up getting free. They end up going out. They have a Corey Kenshin cameo where he's just the taxi driver in this series or whatever, right? So he pulls up to the complex. He ends up, you know, trying to give a ride to one of the animatronics again. Funny moment, blah, 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 blah. Basically what ends up happening is the girl ends up bringing the animatronic to the science fair, right? Where all of these kids are. And again, this is a kid murdering robot, right? She ends up bringing the kid to the science fair, and all these other animatronics end up going to all these other different places. And it's cool because they have all these different cameos. They have like Mangle, they have like Foxy, they have like Pirate Foxy. They have like all the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 ones. They have Mini Bonnie, they have Balloon Boy, they have Ballerina Girl, or not Ballerina Girl. They have Balloon Boy. No, they do have what's her name? Balloon Girl. They have Balloon Girl. They do all these different cameos in ways that aren't necessarily how they were originally in games, but make sense in the story, which that's what really, it's super good at that point. Like, again, halfway through the movie, they set up everything so perfectly. And it's like, if you were paying attention and watching everything, it was kind of like, okay, how is this all going to kind of, you know, pan out? And I remember even looking at my, you know, girl as we're watching this, you know, it was getting late or whatever. And I'm like, dang, there's only like 45 minutes left. Like, how are they actually going to, like, there really has not been many horror scenes, like, or anything like that. They've kind of like flashy or scary animations and like different things. So I'm kind of thinking, how are they going to wrap this up, right? And they basically wrap it up by, again, I don't want to give too many spoilers, but essentially they wrap it up by we'll just say beautifully. Like, because again, essentially what happens is, because the security guard was doing his research, he ends up getting the ballerina box that actually puts down the marionette, right? And that's the thing that's supposed to like keep her in, you know, check or whatever. So the thing that made it such a big deal, why Afton basically kept her in that box or whatever, was because she couldn't leave the box without the marionette like music going off. And she was the one that controlled most of the other, like, we'll say animatronics and stuff like that, right? Like, the other kids didn't really have any direction, but she was smart enough to have a voice implanted in the system that she could like just talk to everyone. Like, she was just built into, we'll say, like the security system or whatever. Like, maybe she found her way into it or whatever, because literally she's like one of the, we'll say, like, strongest ghosts or whatever, right? So essentially what ends up happening is, again, she ends up learning, you know, again, how to get free. She gets free. And then to stop her from getting free, the security guard ends up having to trust, you know, the cop, which he's having trust issue with, you know, the girl he likes, whatever. They get to a point where, you know, again, they basically fix everything and basically get to the point where it lastly ends up with the last animatronic, which is the marionette. And she ends up being free and ends up basically getting inside the girl, the security guard from the first guy's sister, right? So now they're trying to free her. They end up freeing her, and they come to figure out that the girl, at least the cop or whatever, is related to the other security guard, which is Mike, right? He's the dude to trap the other ghost hunters in the beginning. And basically what ends up happening is they stop him. All the animatronics or whatever get under control because they basically use the box to, you know, get the marionette to get out of the girl. And basically what they were saying is throughout the movie that the spirits need an actual like object to latch onto, or essentially they can't like function or move as well. Like, they need a host to like move as like quick or like efficient, if that makes sense. right? So basically, the marionette didn't have a host, but it was like lost in the house. So they have a moment. The security guard basically ends up, saying he's done with her or whatever, and bam, again, the movie ends with a couple different things, but I'm not going to spoil it again. You're gonna have to watch it if you want that. But like I said, the main thing, again, I know I've been yapping for a minute. I know I've been talking about it for a minute, but the main thing you have to remember here is that this was a video game movie, right? Technically, this is a video game movie, technically. So for them to piece together, like they had, because like let's say total both movies together is about 3 hours, right? So what they did was, let's say they did about 2 hours and maybe like 15 minutes of setup, and that last 45 minutes was just pure cinema. Like they did not forget a single drop. They literally touched on every single piece that they set up or like spun on or like made emphasis on throughout the whole series. And I love that, man. As a viewer, I love when a director puts out something that they highlighted in a scene. They put out a facial expression, and it's not just like for a laugh or something, right? Like they do something that makes you think about certain things and they lead things in a certain way, and then they actually use it, right? Because I think all of us know of a time where there's been directors in movies and whatever where they say something or they do something in a movie and it's like, oh man, what are they gonna do with that? What's gonna be blah blah blah, and ends up being a whole lot of nothing. And you're just like, brother, I just spent time thinking about all these things, all these possibilities, and it was nothing. You know what I mean? Which, I mean, again, it's a part of the game. It is what it is. But yeah, again, like I love the fact that they touched on everything, man. They literally, like I was trying to explain to my girl, that essentially basically Five Nights at Freddy's 1 through, we'll say like 1 through 5, or actually all the way up to even Security Breach. Like, I mean, Security Breach might be more of the main thing they're going for, like the ending of Security Breach, like the after of Security Breach, maybe how they do with the third one, but pretty much the second one, or the first one, the second one together is essentially Five Nights at Freddy's 1 all the way up into like maybe we'll say prologue of Security Breach. And that's what's insane. Like they really touched on everything, and it wasn't in a way to where it was that they just did it exactly how the game was. They did it in a super creative way, and the timeline is so awesome. So again, like if you take anything from me, man, direction of the director that knows what he's doing, insane. The animation, the scenes, the graphics and everything, awesome. And 2, 1, again, I still would not give it that high of a rating. I'd say 1 is a solid, probably like 5 out of 10, and that's probably like my lowest score I'd give something that I even like. I mean, if I go any lower, to pretty much I wouldn't even recommend it, right? But like basically because 2 is so good, I would say 2 is like an 8 out of 10, like 8.5 out of 10 purely. Like they could have done a few things differently, but 8.5 out of 10 wholeheartedly. So it's like out of the full score of 20, I mean, that's like what? Like 13.5, you know what I'm saying? Even we can even round that up to like an even like 14, which again is not super good of a score as a whole. But like I said, that last 45 minutes, man, it puts everything together so well, dog. It puts everything together so well, and it's just so great. It's like awesome. It's awesome how if you know everything, it just makes so much sense. But it's like it's one of those things where again, if you don't know or you don't pay attention, or if you're kind of coming into it and you don't know all these like side things, you're definitely gonna get lost. You might get lost in the sauce. So, but all right. Any questions? Any you know what I'm saying? I know we could steer the conversation. I know I've been yapping for a minute. I think my headset died actually. Oh no, it didn't. Hold up.
It died,
I thought my headset died for a second. But yeah, no question. Let's say Rain, you there?
Huh?
Let's say you. I didn't know if you were saying that. I seen your mic go off.
Oh no, fucking. Now I'm capped on a spending limit on fucking PayPal. This is what I'm talking about, bro. They need to fix this fucking portal.
Yeah, I always go through Razor.
Yeah, are you Rain? Are you back home or still at sea?
No, I'm still at sea, bro.
Oh damn, yeah, that's crazy.
I would do Razor.
Yeah,
Stupid as fuck, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
on
too
the-
late now, but
like,
after
I gotta fucking
gifting,
buy $150, right? The 30,000 Arctics points. It's saying credit cards are currently disabled from being used, right? It's my fucking debit card. So then I gotta use my credit card. That's fucking won't work. PayPal, I bought one fucking $150 package just now for the 30K points, and it's saying I've reached my spending limit on PayPal now. What the fuck?
yeah, gotta
Yeah,
prepare in
Arctic
advance
Portal has a
because of the limits.
21-day Arctics. Fucking, this is so stupid, bro. Now, goddamn, fucking Mandatory's gonna win. Mandatory, you owe
You
me
want-
this one, bro. You might as well slide me the secret package for today, bro. For the free zone. It's technical errors. It was not due to my part.
I'll say
But I reached out to Arctics. Bro, and they said there's nothing on them. So I reached out to Exola. They said there's nothing on them. So they told me I gotta.
I was
reach
gonna
out to
say I
my
literally was gonna tell you I had reached out to my bank because they sent me like literally like 10 messages, and I was like, let me just call them right quick.
I would say do Razor.
My bank's dropped right now, so.
Razor Gold.
I have no limit, bro. So you transfer me or buy AP.
Yeah, I'll send me 100. I'll give you $50 codes.
Nah.
But
I'm
it's
about to say-
fucked, bro. I don't know why they had a limit, man. So dumb.
Yeah.
It's so stupid, bro.
Wait, so what put the limit? Arctics?
I don't know. It's a 21-day spin limit apparently, or some shit.
Ardix claims it's not them, but most of us have a feeling they do have like an internal thing.
I mean,
I'm gonna
this
be
is-
real.
but-
I don't know if they do because I did all mines like at one time pretty much. And, I had no issues with Arctics. It was just my bank was tripping because they thought I was getting scammed.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's usually me. But yeah, once you clear it up with the bank,
Rain,
usually-
how much did you, if you didn't get hit by the limit, how much were you planning to do?
More than 200K.
Okay. You just wanted the daily, or did you want to go for top 15 later?
I wanted the daily today because when I started, I saw
Mhm.
Mandatory only had 12K, and then I started doing it, and then I just see Mandatory start spamming it. I'm like, look at this guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a fair amount himself, but yeah.
Sorry. Stressing over it.
it's all good, big dog.
It's 200K. That still keeps me in Cactus in the top. That means don't do anything,
Da-
Lonnie.
Huh? Or what?
He's in Cactus of Action. He's increasing the Dreaming Awakes lead.
Oh,
That means don't do anything.
Oh no.
Let this guy who's in the middle of Warzone catch a dub for once, all right?
hey. All I'm gonna say is real life ain't got nothing to do with Epic Duel, my guy.
Real life is epic duel, my guy.
Man, that's fair though.
I mean,
But yeah,
this guy's literally gifting while on a ship. Like, in real life, he's a big deal for him.
that's lit. I mean, not lit, but kind of
Yo,
lit.
Yo, bro, it was so funny. You just appeared like right before the Venezuela thing happened, and because I know you work with the U.S. Navy and shit, I was telling everyone, yo, I think he's the one that kidnapped the president.
Yo,
Funny as
No,
fuck.
I'm not on that boat, thank God. That's an
Bro.
actual, like, straight up special
Yeah.
forces naval vessel. I'm not there. I'm on the
Damn.
lower side.
I mean, to be
Yeah,
fair, even
yeah.
if you did, like, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be able to tell us. Yeah, I mean, so
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I usually don't get into the whole political things. Like, I kind of try and stay out of it. But obviously, like, Twitter is one of those things where it's just such a guilty pleasure because some memes be like super funny, and I just can't help but laugh. I'm not gonna lie.
Mhm.
Like, y'all know how 6ix9ine's been going around doing them interviews
Yeah.
or whatever.
Hey, so-
Like,
yeah,
Takashi 6ix9ine. Yeah. So
250 is what we need to get the whole gamma set.
Gamma drill?
yes, 250K. Yeah. You need a little bit more. Dang, yeah, we actually got 30. Everyone over 250K. That's lit. But I was gonna say, basically I seen this meme of there's like this thing where, like, you know, again, people been clipping Tekashi 6ix9ine's interviews, and he was talking about like, oh, I be taking girls or whatever. He's like, that's mine. Like, I'm gonna take it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you just gonna leave it there, you can't handle it. I'm gonna take it or whatever, right? So someone put an AI Trump as that, and they were talking about the Venezuela situation, and he's like, bro, they're like, the caption was like how Trump went in there and
Funny as fuck.
oh man,
Yo, Afnan
Yeah.
is funny as fuck. I just want to put
Well,
that out there.
yikes,
Yo, what I do?
yikes. Okay, yeah, what happened?
Oh no, I'm just going through the fucking chat right now.
Oh, okay.
I got a lot to catch up on. I haven't had service for what, 2 days now?
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised you popped up just out of nowhere today.
Well, we actually hit port an hour ago.
Oh, nice.
Not Afnan is the banker.
Hey, Alonso, are you gifting 10 million this year?
Why are you asking me?
Oh,
I mean, I just said, why are you asking me?
A mil?
no, I want to see the
Uh-oh.
10 million number. I want to see the 10 million number.
Why?
10 mil is wild.
Yeah, I
For
want to see the
what?
10 mil number. They
For
keep
what?
climbing
Okay,
every day.
For what reason?
Arky will deliver the 10 million number next year. Trust.
No, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I probably would have did 10 mil if a lot of y'all didn't, you know what I'm saying, do what you guys did in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it is what it is.
We do. What do I do?
Like I said, I probably would have put up a lot more numbers if because I'm not gonna lie, the first what's it like 2-3 weeks, I probably like stopped. I was just like, I'm just gonna go for the end because like yeah, like I said, it got really disorganized. Like not say that I wanted it to be like super duper like last again, I was trying not to have it like last year, but like I said, it was kind of like a gentleman's agreement type thing. You know, again, I wanted people to be like, you know, hey, like I'm coming with this amount, you know, I'm gonna do this. But like I said, you know, not everyone can be in a position to do
reading
that.
through
So.
his chat, I swear it's bank issues. It's definitely not money issues. I can 100% assure that. It's either bank issues or Arctic's issues. It's not my issue. I promise to God on everything.
But yeah, I mean,
Okay,
maybe,
can't buy any more from
maybe next
Exola.
year.
You're capped on
Dude,
Exola.
that's what I'm saying. I was in the chat with Exola earlier. Exola
yeah,
is,
See,
Uh,
if they say that
Baker.
they do, that's how Ditto sniped me, literally.
Rain, your bank could be having an issue because you're in a new location.
Mm.
You're not in the States right now, so they might have noticed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do peep that immediately.
I feel that, Cad. Yeah,
but
facts. You got to pre-buy.
yeah, that could be it. I would have to
That's what
call
I plan on
the
doing.
customer service number or whatever. But the thing is, I hate doing it because they got that third world country fucking customer service. You know what I'm talking about if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Of
yeah,
course,
yeah.
and
Wait, Cad, is FNAF 5 the is that security breach? Or is that I know 4 is the nightmares. What came after 5? Wasn't 5 technically supposed to be the one where it was like all of them together or whatever?
Anyways, I'm staying on for another 30 minutes and I'm hitting the bed.
Show.
I kept my laptop on Florida time, so I know what time it is
Oh.
in the Arctic
Yes,
world.
sir. Florida, baby.
Sister location. Bro, would you guys actually want to see me play
Come on, bro.
Five Nights at Freddy's?
I literally stay right outside of NAS Jax too, the naval base.
Yeah, Alonso, I think watching you play any sort of horror game with jump scares would be fun.
That's like the only thing that gets me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I can scary things or whatever if I can know the build up or whatever. Like, if I can prepare myself, I'm fine.
So
But
how long? Let's be honest here. Let's get some stuff. How long, if you were to swim, hop in a pool, could you hold your breath underwater?
I mean, I don't probably longer than that. I have really good lungs, so I probably longer
I'm
than
gonna
that.
have to say
Honestly,
this dude can hold his breath for 20 minutes. I haven't heard him take a single breath for like the last hour.
I'm like,
I-
yeah, no. Hey man, hey man. I professional yapper in the bio. No, you're fine. I'm just saying professional yapper in the bio for a reason. That's what it is, man. We got long-winded lungs. Yeah, that's facts.
That's like a straight up genetic
I've got 60 seconds at best.
This dude could be a straight up track star, bro. As long as he has his speed, his duration is there. He can run a trifecta marathon and
No,
be
I'm
the
not.
first place winner. Everybody else would be
No.
gassed out. He's acting like I'm still ready to go some more.
I'm not going. Nah, I mean, like I said, I'm a big dude, so I think it's just one of those things where, you know, it's just it is what it is. But I also think I just developed that type of like long window because like I do talk, like I literally do talk for my job. You know what I mean? Like especially, you know, I've had days where I've talked over like 300 people in a day. You know what I mean? Just because events going on or whatever, and you know you got a banquet or you got this company's big 25th anniversary, and everybody needs a specific gift bag, and you know what I mean. Like, there's just so many things.
Yeah.
But
Is Epic Dual Gifting still ending on the 12th?
yes, yeah.
It's Artix Gaming for like AQW that's ending on the 16th, right?
Yes.
So yeah, really.
Yeah, AQW is 16th, ED is 12. So by night, like 11:59 on the 12th Eastern time.
Oh, really? Dang, did I start getting the days wrong? Oh shit! Did I just mess that up today, or was that yesterday too?
What do you mean?
The wrong day.
Wait, Sam. 12th is basically the 13th for us, right?
Yeah, for almost everyone else
Hopefully-
that's ahead of Eastern, it's gonna be 13th.
Hopefully, I can get some more in there to increase our lead. I'm trying to help Cactus out, dude. This dude don't drop 6 mil. That dude drops.
I don't
literally
think-
like $8,000.
I don't think Cactus cares about the faction one. I mean, he does. Other than you, he doesn't really have anyone else in the faction.
I'm about to say,
Yeah. But that dude dropped
possibly-
like $8,000, bro.
More. It's like over
Yeah.
12,000. I would say.
We're not gonna
Yeah.
talk about. Let's not do that. Not yet, at
Talking
least.
about.
No dollar amounts on the stream.
Just like in
Like,
huge
the amount.
quantities type thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, no dollar amounts. Let's talk about pesos.
I mean, it's just
He
not
dropped
like-
at least 12 pesos.
like basically again we have a large, you know, audience, and again like I feel like a lot of people, you know, again come from different cultural backgrounds, stuff like that. Just you don't want to, you know what I mean? Like we're not trying to be here to do
I
anything
feel
like
like it'll
that.
scare some people away as well if they hear that.
That too, yeah. You don't want to scare anyone away from gifting type thing as well.
Yep.
By
Come
the
and
way,
enjoy
you
the
don't
gifts.
need it. You do not need a gift, even a grand, bro. Just do what
Mandatory
you
money.
You
can.
don't need to gift at all.
Yeah,
Come in,
right.
come get the credits. That's all we want. Fill up the rooms, get the credits.
I would say I also think it's important to realize though too, a lot of us, like even throughout the year when we say we stockpile, we probably stockpile a decent amount, like maybe a couple grand or whatever. But literally in these cases, like Cactus, you know, said, we don't plan to like go this far. It kind of just happens, you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, it's kind of hard to say like a large dollar amount because at the end of the day, like it's usually just in smaller things. You know what I mean? It might be like 500 here, it might be 700 here, it might be 1,000 here. You know what I mean? It's just kind of whenever you feel like kind of putting up at the time. But yeah, like no one says I'm gonna go in. Well, I mean, I might have said that because I'm crazy, but not many people go in here and say like, oh yeah, I'm gonna spend like X, Y, and Z amount of money and we're just gonna, you know, have a party or whatever. Because that would scare people. I'm not gonna lie. If someone came through and they said that in like September, that someone was like if Cactus came through and said what you said, like that dollar amount, I'd be like, I wouldn't even, I would have stopped. You know what I mean? Like, because again, in reality, it just feels like
It's not
insane to
that
go.
high, though. It's not that high.
No, it definitely is that high.
But gift cards as well.
I don't know. I mean, I guess. Oh dang, I didn't think about that. You think? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no.
I could probably try and see if my wife could, because we got a CVS outside the neighborhood.
You got less than 30 minutes for the
It
daily.
ain't happening today, bro. She's already asleep. She's got to go work at a law.
Let's say.
Oh yeah, I had to change that real quick. My fault.
When did these AQW what's it called? Gift wrapped present things open.
I don't know.
It says after New Year's. It's already past New Year's.
I mean, those things take a minute usually. Yo, what's up, bro?
Ro, what time is it for you?
Gifting streak acts like some kind of multiplier. Yeah, so the gifting streak does act like a multiplier because you get a higher global rate. So like the higher the global rate, it goes higher. So yeah, that's another factor in deciding like the money and stuff like that. Like you can have a varying amount that would be necessary for this, but that's if the numbers are this. You know what I mean? Like you only can go predicting off of certain numbers. If the numbers go higher, then you don't know. You know what I mean? So like Cactus did gift a lot during that day when he had way over one for one. And we had 800 people online.
0.8 million.
Yeah, so it's like that. I'm not gonna say like it made it like super cheap or whatever, but it makes it different. You know what I mean?
Made
It,
basically 2-for-1 for him, dude.
yeah, which is insane. As I'm saying, that's one of those things where
I
it
think
sucks.
that's
Like
the
as a
highest amount that anybody has ever received in any of the years.
I don't. How many gifts were given that total day?
He went up 2 mil. He went to 3 mil that day. It was 1 million.
Yeah, no, but
100 the first.
And then
the
I think
first
Fade
time he
beat him.
gifted, and then 2 days later, he gifted that.
yeah, no.
The 3 mil.
But I was saying, Shadow last year gifted 3 million in one day. So that's what I was saying. I don't know how many gifts were given total that day, but it could have been bigger that day because again he did 3 million alone that day, and then we also were all giving in, and it was the numbers were pretty insane that day too. I think it was like 500 or something like that when he did his, and then even when I did mine, it was like 600, and I still did a decent amount, but I don't think it was the same. But yeah, I don't know. Let's say Cad would have the details. Let's say for sure on what day is like the highest, I guess, recorded. But probably
Well,
gonna
I'm gonna
break
try my best in
that.
the morning. I'll probably get some more tomorrow. Don't know how much more, but try and get some
10
more
mil.
out. I'm at
What's-
least gonna get. I'm at least gonna try and get another 50K for sure to make sure I get that.
Pop off, yeah,
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah, you definitely don't want that bot.
What's up, Aki?
That bot's cool. Shout out to Aka. Let me shout out to Aka. He gives some real cool designs on the way. Looking through the Aka's designs right now.
Noble for 100K, you probably just need about 100K Varium.
Yeah, I mean, you can get in there with a less, but it's always good to over prep too, because like again, like depending on how you go on the highest streak, I think what was the highest streak? I think this year 500. I think at 500, and I think in total that's
500.
you don't even get that until 250,000 Varium spent, right?
No, 162,000 Varium.
Oh, okay. So yeah, basically,
Down again, bro.
you don't have to spend that much because you wouldn't really get the multiplier factor. It'd probably just be best to wait until whatever day is like the highest number in the room count. Who's making duck sounds?
Me.
At first, I wasn't really digging this sword with the crown on it. I'm not gonna lie, but he made it.
Which
he made
sword?
It show up.
Oh,
Cad,
the Aka's red one.
What? Why are you?
Yeah.
What are all these duck sounds? What the heck, man?
Not me. I think it's
you should mute the
Samaka.
soundboard, Lonnie.
I don't know how to mute the soundboard.
Oh, I got you right now.
What's
Open
that?
up Discord,
Yeah.
and then by like the bottom where it says like voice details, voice
I wish they
connected,
made like a.
it says open soundboard. Right click it.
I wish
this
they
is-
would.
Oh.
OG,
okay.
I wish they would do
Yo.
like a OG infernal weaponry, armor, whatever. You know what I mean? Like battle pass.
All right.
I feel
Well,
Wait,
like there's
Samaka,
not
stop.
enough-
thank
feel
you.
like there's not
I appreciate
enough
that.
Infernal stuff
Yes,
out
sir.
there.
He said I got that muted. Oh man.
On every Discord, bro. I hate when that gets spammed.
So,
Bro, Ruxman be cracking me up, man.
Bro, wait, what
Hey.
did I say?
It just, bro, you're like the nicest guy, but there's just certain things you'd be like, oh yeah, nah, fuck that. Like,
Oh.
like, nah, bro, I'm standing on business. What you mean? I don't care. Get that out of my face. Like,
Too annoying.
man. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. You said what stats are you winning? What day was the highest gifts total in general? Do you know? Like out of the last couple of years?
I feel like it's got to be that day that we all went crazy because I know Fade beat out Cactus that day too.
Yeah, I don't know. Cause
Yeah, that day had 10 million gifts. I remember.
Okay,
10 million
yep,
gifts
okay,
on that
yeah.
day.
oh, it was day
Yeah.
4 this
Okay.
year, yeah. 8 million
And then I
gifts.
also
Dang.
gifted- I also
What,
gifted
8
that
or
day
10?
too.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, 8 million gift score. Dang. What was the one from the year before with the one where Shadow did 3 million? And then I was gifting 2 and everyone else. That's insane. I wonder what's gonna be on my day, because I'm not gonna lie, like I said, I'm gonna start early. It's gonna be one of those things where I'm gonna start gifting mad early because I want to keep a lead.
What are you gifting, Alonso?
Yeah, so this it technically will be Sunday. So Sunday.
I was day 25 with 7.3.
How much are you
almost
dropping?
7.4.
Yeah, it's like again, like if you're looking at my screen here, look, I'll do it by my time, right? So it's 8:37, the 6th. So literally, it'll be the 11th for me. The 11th at I'll be online at probably like around like 4 p.m. So we're talking 4 hours prior from where it is right now on the 11th. That's when I'll be live.
Look, y'all better get up in
11
here
a.m.
early, chat.
Yeah, because like I said, I'm gonna start gifting mad early. So because my whole thing is I'm not gonna wait for other people to gift this time because I don't want to lose. Like I don't want to be in queue and freaking. You know what I'm saying? Like get a delay or whatever. Like I want y'all to get the delay. You know what I mean? Y'all are picking back in off of me. You know what I'm saying? So y'all get the delay. I start off. I'm gonna yeah. Anyways.
Oh, yeah.
Lonnie's gifting 500K.
Yeah, sure, let's go with that.
Isn't that like 4 million
Open
gifts
your
on,
inventory. Lonnie, open your inventory.
It wouldn't matter. I have nothing in my inventory right now. This is why I don't have anything in my inventory right now.
Just open it.
You have AP points?
Nah, there's no point. I have a lot of AP points, brother.
Let's show me your AP points.
I'm definitely not gonna do that. Yeah, no.
Click the
Yeah.
shopping cart real quick then.
I'm definitely not gonna do that. Nah. Nah, y'all why y'all trying to air me out, man? That's crazy. Hello? That's crazy. It's okay. Like I said, before time will comes.
The shopping cart, nothing's gonna happen. You don't need to buy anything.
Now, when you pull it up and it shows your AP in the top right. Hello, I'm playing this long enough.
But you don't need to buy anything.
It's not even that I need it. No, I'm not gonna show my AP. Nah. Yeah, that's the whole point. The whole point is to build suspense. What the heck? You guys are impatient, man. You guys watch too much Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
That was a
Well,
Goku reference because
more than 5
Goku
million.
is impatient. Yeah.
How about the burning? How about the Balance Brigade just takes their placement in second and just let Cactus just take number 1.
Damn.
No. But you said what, Ditto? You said you hope it's more than 5. Why do I need to hope it's more than 5 million?
You
Who
get sniped if it's less than 5 million.
who am I getting sniped by? You?
I don't
Are
know.
you-
Someone.
All right, who am I getting sniped by?
Hey, look, listen. You need at least 5 million to beat Cactus on the first place.
Why would I need 5 million to beat Cactus in the first place?
Because he's on 6 million score.
He's just trying to win the faction.
Okay, but I'm saying even if I'm saying, what do you mean? If Cactus didn't gift again, I literally would only need 4. So again, I would need that minimum.
So you need 5. 2 plus 4 is 6. He's at 6 already.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Again, I don't think Cactus plans to gift again. I don't think he's gonna drop another
He
million.
said he's gonna gift in.
He said he was gonna gift some on the day, but he didn't say he was gonna drop a million. But I mean, again, he can gift whatever he wants to. I mean, again, if Cactus beats me at 7 mil, he beats me at 7 million, brother. But yeah, I mean, hey, it happens. But you know,
will hold number 1 for sure as highest gift. He's already highest gift giver.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Captain will be dropping at least another mil.
I mean, he could. I don't know why. Why would he?
Watch him drop another 4 and get a solid 10. That's gonna be crazy.
Isn't Cactus in the
That
room?
last,
Isn't
that
Cactus in?
last 22.
Oh, no, he's
when
not.
Gifting is like killing me.
I'm in a week. Yeah, no, I know. I said he planned to gift, but I doubt he's gonna drop another. Again, there's literally no. What would be the point?
I think Cactus will drop. My prediction: Cactus will drop maybe 2 mil, 1 to 2 mil. That's my prediction.
But I'm saying why.
Cactus, so don't-
But I'm saying
what the
why.
hell?
I'm saying why. Why do you?
On behalf of Cactus, I have no intel, and I'm.
I trust me. I literally I talk to Cactus all the time. So that's what I'm saying. Again, I think it's funny because again, like I said, yeah. But I'm just saying, why do you think this?
I don't know. I'm a new player. I just came back this year, so I'm just looking at numbers and I'm doing my forecasting models, and I can see a 7 mil being on the horizon. That's all I can see.
Oh, okay. Well,
Hey,
I mean, we're gonna have to see. It's crazy.
It's just gut instinct, you know. I've been playing this game for a while, and that's what tells me.
I mean, you just said you're a returning player, but you've been playing this game for a while and you have gut instinct. Hello.
My gut instinct, because I played this game 10 years ago, and I've been looking at numbers. And
So you're
that's
10 years old, rusty from gifting,
Yes.
but you have gut instinct
Yes.
to say that
I'm not
Cactus.
even gifting. This is my first gifting, so yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So as I'm saying again, there's been plenty of giftings since then. So I'm saying this is your first gifting ever, but you're saying your 10-year-old rusty instinct is having input that Cactus is going to put up another 2 billion varium without again. without-
and one is the minimum. I think
You're
one
saying-
is the minimum.
But I'm saying you're saying that without having Cactus here to confirm that for himself. That's what I'm saying. Why are you saying that? You just trying to be drama on stream or what? What is your fun here, Kenneth? That's
Numbers
what
is
I'm.
good, yeah?
that is
More
what I'm-
gifts
what
is
I'm
good.
asking.
More gifts are good. More gifts are good.
Oh, so you're just trying to start drama between me and Cactus then? That's what you're saying? For more
No,
gifting
I'm
numbers?
just saying like what I think. I'm not trying to start any drama. I'm just saying I'm just putting my opinion in. That's all.
I mean, yeah, that's again, and I'm asking you again, your opinion based on that's what I'm saying. You're just saying just for shits and giggles, that's what I'm saying. It is what it is.
No, based on what I know. So Cactus said he's going to give more. So
Mhm.
it's going to be more than 6 mil. So I'm thinking it's probably going to be 7. That's the
6, 7.
logical.
Ah, okay.
6 or 7? Oh shit. Let's do. Yo, I'm gonna.
They're
do
doing
a
that on
poll
purpose.
Twitter. Is Cactus gonna do 6 or 7 mil?
Super gets it. Yikes. Well, Super
I'm
gets
just
all the
saying,
games.
like, based on
Nah.
numbers, he said it doesn't give more, so it's going to be 6 or 7.
I'm just saying again, like I think I just think it's one of those things where again like me and him talk all the time. Again, we're actually the people that like
Okay.
have the thing. So it's just one of those things where it's like we have a plan, you know what I mean? And again, I wouldn't see Cactus, backing out of that plan or whatever. But even if he did, I mean, again, it is what it is. I mean, I think pretty much
That
even
was
if he.
epic.
I mean, again, like I said, at the end of the day, it's all content. But like, pretty much, we have an agreement. So again, regardless, even if I get second or even if he gets first, again, literally the same thing will happen. So as I'm saying, it literally doesn't matter. That's why it's funny. But again, it's just funny when like again, like
This agreement, he's going to give 7 million.
no, why do you care? That's what I'm saying. Why do you care so much? Again, you're not.
Oh my god, guys! Alonso and Cactus are gonna tie. Let's snipe them both.
Oh my god, that's
hey,
not bow. I
Try
can
by all
5
means.
million.
That'd be awesome.
Arium, let's go.
Do it.
Let's go.
That'd be great. But yeah, no, I just think it's funny. Like I said, it's just funny.
Wait,
But yeah.
Alonso, if I give 7 million, would you let me take first place this year? Let's make an agreement now.
Let's make an agreement now.
No.
Considering who you are, I definitely would not. So no.
Ooh.
But yeah.
Oh.
Wait, what was
Okay.
the question here?
If I
You
give
said-
7 million, will Alonso give me first place?
Yeah, no.
Okay, how about 8?
No. You could gift the world, and I guarantee I would not get you. That's my like I'm not like you're gonna make me come out of my humble chair here. Like but at the end of the day,
Oh,
brother, you do whatever you want to do. Again, it is what it is. I think the people that actually are
So it's gonna give 10 mil.
brother again
math.
again you just I'm about to mute you because you're just being dramatic. Like you just being a troll. You'd like to do that at times, but that's
No,
fine.
I'm not trolling. I'm saying I'm gonna give.
Nah,
I'll give 8 mil.
You can talk to everyone else in the chat. Anyways, yeah, at the end of the day, it's just one of those things where again, the people that are actually like putting up stuff, like again, it's just not a game to everyone else. You know what I mean? Like again, it's we're doing a lot, you know what I mean? Again, we're doing a lot for the community, and that's what it's all about, So again, it's always a gentleman's competition. Like we've had our, fair shares of whatever, but as we come to the end, it's like it just feels like brothers trying to stir the pot for no reason. You know what I mean? But yeah, with like no basis. So again, it's just like, that's not entertainment, but it is what it is. Imagine getting muted by Alonso. Yeah, it doesn't really happen often, but I mean, it is what it is. Again, bro, this man has been sitting here all gifting, talking about he's a sniper king. He's going to do this. He's going to do that, blah, blah, blah. And this man's still sitting at $1 million. That's what I'm like, brother, I'm just tired of him talking. Like if he wants to pull up with 5 million, 7 million, 8 million, bro, do you pop off? like I said again, at the end of the day, brother, like their time for talk is done. You know what I mean? So again, like he wants to talk and about different things that are a possibility or ifs and ands and this or that or this or that, bro. It's gonna be what it is. Again, I got mine. Cactus got his. Everyone else got theirs. If he got his, he got 10 million. He got 10 million. Cool. Pop off. But again, it's just like I'm just tired of hearing, like again, it's like he's fishing for information, right? It's like oh, what's the plan? What's this? You doing this? You doing that? Like, are you competing against me or not? If you're competing against me, brother, like compete against me. Like you don't need to sit here and play both sides. You know what I mean? So yeah, at the end of the day, it's a competition. I'm trying to not reveal all my cards, but at the same time, I'm trying to be transparent to those who, again, it actually affects in the long run. Because again, we're not just talking about a game. We're talking about people's money. You know what I mean? So yeah, at the end of the day, the point is, again, the 11th is going to be a big day. Be there. Again, the amount doesn't matter. Again, whoever wins doesn't matter. Again, we have a plan to go in to give out, or not give out, but give the most stuff back to the community that we can. And that's what it's all about. Again, at the end of the day, it's not about me. It's not about Cactus. It's not about anyone on the top 15. It's about, again, representing a new age of Epic Duel that actually allows players to be able to obtain cool stuff without having to pay, again, do what we did and pay thousands and thousands of dollars to just win a placement to get an item or something like that. So at the end of the day,
pause.
it is what it is.
Let's take a knee to the king, El Cactus Channel, and bow our heads.
Who is saying that?
Our Lord and Savior.
That's. Oh, you're saying that because he joined the thing. What's up, Cactus? How you doing,
brother? Who's talking shit? I heard someone was talking shit.
Yeah, nah, it's cool, brother. Like at the end of the day, it's just you're like people don't realize that me and you talk, and at the end of the day, it's like people be trying to like egg us on or stir us on to like spend more money, and that bugs me. You know what I mean?
But you did just say you were gonna gift way more than what Cactus has gifted right now.
No, I said I was going to gift a lot again on the day. I was talking about the total event for what, again, was gifted on that day, which was 8 million gift score, which I, again, like I said in my tweet, originally, I planned to gift the most gifts given in a day. That was the plan. So, yeah. Again, I never said I was going to win. I literally say every time I bring up the variant, I was like, hey, it could be either way. I literally give Cactus props all the time. Again, he can do what he wants to do. I know Cactus works really hard for his money, just like I work really hard for my money too. But at the end of the day, the point is that we've already talked. We understand, what it is. So again, the point is that, again, even if I win or even if he wins, we're probably still going to have the same thing happen. And that's what I'm saying. Because again, we, gentleman's agreement. It is what it is. But it's just funny when other people try to like stir the pot or stir it as if like, okay, like we're not going to just start spending money because it's like, oh, this person said Cactus is going to go for 10 million. Or this person said that Cactus is going to have 5 million. How did it start? He was like, oh, you better have more than 5 million or whatever. And again, it's like, brother, if you're coming with 5 million and you want to say that, you want to step up, cool, say that. But don't be over here trying to like speak for someone else in their like pockets. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't need to hear that. That's not for me, man. Never seen this Alonzo. Yeah, this is usually when I get annoyed, but yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, I was having a good day. It's like that. And like I said, I have a bad habit at letting things kind of like just sit there for a while until eventually, again, I try and, deal with it. It becomes a problem or whatever. But yeah, like I said, it's just, again, like Kent knows what he does. He's been trying to stir the pot at me all gifting season. You know what I mean? Again, you can go back into the Discord chat right now. You know what I mean? All the way back up when I said, hey, this brother is being a troll. And literally I think it was when me and Dill first started talking. And I was like, saying something, we were talking about something. He was asking me about real life or something. He said something. I was just like, all right, yeah, brother, I'm gonna hit you in the DMs because, yeah, I'm just not gonna entertain this, And like I said, ever since then, brother has just been slowly picking at it, slowly just been wanting me to give him attention, and he got it today. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. It happens. I'm human. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day,
no skill, no cancer.
You said what?
I don't even know why you're playing like that.
Oh, you're talking to him?
Yeah, Zap in the Discord chats talk about some. I'm Zap, aka No Skill, No Cancer. Everybody in global right now is talking about No Skill, No Cancer and muting him or whatever. I don't know what's going on. They're throwing a lot of shade, but
I'm kidding. That's just the dude that's like yaps on like in game, like 2 hours every day.
Yeah, no, bro, he's the homie. Yeah, they just be talking about it. It's all good, but yeah, no. At the end of the day, like I said, bro, the whole point is, again, I have no animosity towards Ken. Again, he's a fun guy. He's chill. He's great. But the whole point is, like I said, he's just been doing a lot of talking. I'm just tired of the talking, brother. Like, if he's gonna pull up a 7, 8, 9, 10 mil, bro, do it. Pop off. Make it your day, King. You know what I mean? By all means, snipe me if you say you're gonna snipe me. But he's been saying this all season. You know what I mean? So again, like, I think it's pretty fair for me to be frustrated like this. Brother's just been, oh, I'm gonna snipe Alonzo, or I'm gonna snipe this guy. I'm the sniper king. I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. Brother, you're sitting at 1 million. Like, what? Like, if you were not, I've not seen nothing from you to take you serious so far yet. So again, by all means, if he pulls up crazy, hey, we'll have the craziest compilation of me again saying all this or whatever, and then he pulling up with all this money and sniping me and Cactus and da. Bro, at that point, fair play. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, you know? But yeah, it's like, brother, the talking.
All this can be summed up in 5 words. Put up or shut up.
Amen. Literally. That's why we love Cactus. Facts. I'm confused. You got muted. It's just in the voice chat. Like, again, we're in the Discord voice chat. At the end of the day, like, it's a privilege to speak on my stream. Like, I'm not trying to sound like that guy or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's like, you know, again, I try to keep it a certain way. You know, I want to keep it organized and not try to have the conversation be like crazy and stuff like that.
147,000 views on your shorts.
Yeah, there's a couple of them that just popped off because of the vertical at the time. But I haven't made any shorts. I haven't had any time. So, but yeah, their shorts
How many
are.
followers did you catch off of those?
In the beginning, a lot. I mean, I probably can. I mean, if you want to talk in the DMs, I probably can give you I'll like tell you my analytics, but.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say you could probably check that. No, I'm not really stressed
yeah.
over it. I don't really care. It's just.
Yeah, I mean, in retrospect, we're about to hit 25K, and again, literally, this has been a month. Like, literally, before December, we literally had under 1,000. So as I was saying, like, the numbers have been going crazy. And yeah, again, like, literally, my YouTube check is about to hit, and I'm literally about to throw that exactly back in. So, yeah, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like, I'm putting money into it because I care about the game. If someone out cares about, puts more money, because they care more about the game, that, it is what it is. But yeah. Let's see. An alt block thing? What are you talking about?
I'm about to go to bed in 7 minutes. I got an early shift in the morning, dude.
Yeah, I worked 12 hours today, and I got another 8 tomorrow.
All right, appreciate you popping in, Cactus. About to say, yeah, but I figured you probably weren't meaning to, but yeah.
12 hours a day.
Wait for the timer to end.
Hell no. Oh.
Yeah, long days,
Y'all
man.
can't hear all the noise going on outside, can y'all?
Nah.
They got all the cranes and everything going.
700 players a day thing took place on December and needs to happen again. That probably won't happen again. But yeah. Sano, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. It's all good. You said what? It's not gonna happen again, TBH. It's Nissan GTR 666. Well, I probably actually shouldn't have said that out loud, to be honest, but damn. Actually, I'm probably gonna get a message from him like he's gonna be like, "What the heck, brother? Why did you?" Actually, to be fair, after the scamming situation, that he could have changed it. There was a situation recently where someone did like fake as him and stuff like that, so he could have changed it recently, but I don't know. Someone DM it to him because I don't want to say it again on live. That was
Hello.
Best you probably get is 400 or so. I think we might be able to get about 500. I think maybe 500 plus online. I think it's not too unreasonable. Again, it just depends on the hype, And again, like I said, it's just a matter of people actually being upfront with how much they're gifting, right? Like, I know I'm being mysterious this time, right? But the whole point is I have a large enough amount, and I'm verifiable enough that I think, again, you guys can know that you'll be there, because when I say I'm gifting a lot, you'll know I'm gifting a lot, right? But I think again, if you kind of don't really have a name for yourself, you can't just kind of show up and say you're going to do this. Again, people aren't just going to show up for that. So I think it's just all about people being vocal about, what they're doing. Especially if you're a credited name, then just say you're gifting. If you're not, you really haven't said too much beforehand. I mean, I would probably, say an amount. But yeah, it's going to be one of those things where, like I said, it's not really a day to go for a daily, or it's not really a day to like try and like win the personal thing. It's more of a day if you're like, if you've been waiting all year for another thing like 800 or something like that, this is probably going to be the closest thing to that, right? So this is the day where you're going to be utilizing the numbers to try and get whatever score you're trying to get, right? So again, a lot of people are going to be gifting. The day should be insane, but yeah, I would just make sure, again, you're just prepared,
What, for the last day?
Last 2 days, because the last day is the 12th. So I guess I'm gifting the 11th because just to avoid any complications. Again, like we hit reset or something, or I didn't get to gift too much or whatever. But it'd be nice to have a little break, and then again, right beforehand, night before, go into whatever's going on and go on.
Kat, I was thinking of something like that before I release mine. A big AP giveaway before you put your reps in there.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Let's see. I got again, I do have an AP giveaway going on that will be fulfilled by the end of January. So it'd probably be around the time I do, like, it'd probably be just like what Ruxman said. I'll probably, like, when my replicas go in shop or whatever, I'll probably do it the same day, just kind of spread awareness, whatever. But I'm going to be giving 3 20K AP codes back. So, yeah.
Artix points.
Yes, Artix points. Yep. So that's 20K. That's about yeah. That's about $100 worth. So you'll be able to use that in anything. Yup. So you'll be able to use that in, like, again, AQW, Venture Quest, Dragon Fable, whatever you want to do. Uh, 11 could be huge with this beef. Nah, there's no beef. There literally is no beef. Like I said, it's just one of those things where, again, it is what it is, Like I said, we're all doing the same thing. That's what I'm saying. Like it's just, like, I'm not trying to throw anyone under the bus, but I'm just gonna say, like, there's difference in entertainment, right? There's difference between genuine entertainment, like you're building hype for something because it's exciting, right? And then there's difference between you're just trying to cause like drama or like stir the pot, just for, again, whatever's sake, right? And like I said, we're not trying to do that. Again, we're all friends. We all talk to each other outside of gifting. Like, this isn't just a thing where, I want people to just get around and just do stuff for entertainment. Again, we're all about authenticity, right? Like we're being very real, so we all take real jabs at each other and we all, talk shit to each other, but that's what makes it entertaining, is because it's real. It actually has validity behind it. There's situations, experiences, whatever. It's not just random stuff that, people want to happen. Right. So that's what I'm saying. Again, like, I'm not trying to overhype the situation by putting it in a way to where it's like, oh, the beef could be this or the beef could be that, or some person's going to cause this person to go. Because again, that's not a narrative I want to have. I don't want to have it to where someone went so high because they were scared of someone else going this high. Because again, it's just speculation. It just ends up being this thing where, well, now I feel like I didn't need to go this high, or I wouldn't have went this high if, I knew this person actually wasn't going to go this high or whatever. And like I said, we're talking about people's real life money, like we've definitely given way more than enough this year as everyone in top 15 as it is. And we're definitely going to give way more than enough on the 11th as it is. So again, you're just gonna have to take our words for it and just be there. And again, if you want to add to it or whatever, or you think maybe we're, blowing smoke up your ass or whatever, what I'm saying? You think we're lying, this, that, whatever. Again, show up with your own and do, by all means. Bro, outdo us. Like I said, it's literally as simple as that. Like Cactus said, it's just put up or shut up, man. Like, yeah. So yeah, it's like, there's no beef. There's no, frustration. Again, I'm going to unmute Kenneth at the end of the stream, and I'm going to hope he can, again, be, keep it real about it and keep it going. Because again, like I said, there's no beef with it. It's just at the end of the day, like, I got frustrated with him. I said my feelings on how it is. He probably can tell me his feelings later if he wants to. And we'll keep it moving. You know what I mean? But yeah, at the end of the day, like, we're trying to unite our player base. We're not trying to divide anybody. We're not trying to start any, this guy versus this guy, Team Jacob versus Team Edwards. Like, all that stuff's lame, man. Like, we're leaving that in 2025. There is none of that. Again, we're all Epic Duel players. We all love this game. We're all just trying to see it succeed, and that's it. You know what I mean?
Bro, I'm confused. I was here from 8 to 9, and I only have 466 gifts.
Oh, they did most of it beforehand.
We did it at 10 to 11 and 12.
Yeah, I told you just be there from like 2 hours before reset. You're late every day.
Bro, it's not even worth it.
And then two. So you were late, but also too early, bro. 8 to 9.
No, I'm talking about PST.
What time is that? EST.
It's 9 PST right now.
Oh, okay.
So you're
okay.
3 hours before. You're 3 hours before EST. Yeah.
So it ended last hour, not this hour.
It just ended 1 minute ago.
No, it just ended now.
No, that's what I'm
Did you
saying.
leave
I was
early?
just fucking here.
He said he was here an hour
Okay,
ago.
yeah.
Let's say they gifted like an hour before then. So they gifted like around 7 because that was when Manda started, and then they were kind of going back and forth,
Yeah,
and then
well,
yeah.
Manda was just getting he was just getting his 2 mil score. That's it.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say for the last hour I only got 400 gifts.
Yeah.
Well, yesterday you would have gotten around 3,500 from us.
I did get around that much, but I
I
want to
got
get
a-
some more today.
I got about 3K today, so I mean it
That's what I
was
hoping to get. I
yeah.
wasn't gonna not go to the gym.
No, you're good. I mean, yeah, bro. Just like I said, the rest of this week, I'm not saying that it doesn't matter. Like, obviously, come if you can, but the 11th, you will have plenty of credits, brother. You will be fine. There's nothing to stress about.
Yes, that is what I'm waiting for, so I can get the rest of the Jolly Jacks.
Need a big AP giveaway to get people on the game. Yeah. Again, after gifting, like I said, I'm going to be switching to again every week we're going to be doing an AP giveaway. So starting in February, it'll literally be we'll have a tournament, hide and seek. We'll be doing something because literally every Friday, every Saturday, I will be live. The rest of the days will be pretty much just videos and shorts and all sorts of other content or whatever. Because again, I do want to start working on my other channels as well again. But yeah, I'd just be a little less time consuming with the streams, but the streams will be more again like genuine. Like it'll be like roughly from like hour and a half to like 3 hours, but they'll be like organized. Again, we'll come on, we'll have announcements, we'll talk about what's going on. We'll do our event, we'll do the giveaway. Then after that, again, we'll do whatever we're doing, whether it be bosses or talking about builds, talk about an update, whatever. And then, that'll probably be like the Friday stream. And then Saturday will be straight 100% PvP, whether if we're doing another giveaway after that or doing it that day. Cause again, the giveaway will either be Friday or Saturday every week. But, that Saturday will always be PvP day. So again, every Saturday, whether if I'm hosting the tournament, someone else is hosting the tournament, whatever, like we'll be having some sort of like competitive, thing for you guys to be able to win, AP in. And again, we're gonna do different, like depending on how we'll say like complicated or like how like competitive the game modes are, like how much skill they need, right? And it could be different things. Like it could be like I'm very interested in trying to make like some sort of what are they called? The thing, speed runs. Like I think speed runs in ED would be like super awesome now because you could have a thing where again you have to kill these like 5 bosses in a time period or whatever, and then we have everyone start on stream, and then they have to like jump back to me, and then we could like double check their achievements to see the score actually went up X, Y, and Z, right? Like stuff like that would be fun, But the whole point is something will be going on every week to where again you guys will be able to win AP. Obviously we'll have other people that want to throw around their names for sponsors or brands or whatever. But the whole point is that again, we're going to have these great items that are going to be in the game, at least for me, and other people, will at least be there, but not forever, but at least for me, it'll be forever. Again, the 4 items, again, I'm hoping, to get right. Like, I definitely plan to release those in game, and I think that it'll definitely be super fun to do that. So, but yeah, it's one of those things where, I think, it'll be fun. It's going to be a fun year. I think it's going to be one of the most gracious years, but I think again, it's going to be one of the best dev cycles because people aren't going to be stressing and like complaining about, content or like, we'll say like, oh, I need this or I need that or like whatever, right? Like it'll really let the devs be able to kind of implement a lot of newer things just because a lot of the older things, a lot of people will have, it's like, you can't just rely on, an Exuka being a wish or something every year now because there's so many Exukas in the game, right? Or you can't rely on, Delta armor or, a bot or something being the main prize because there's so many of them in the game. You see what I'm saying? So it kind of pushes them to make equally as desirable content, but in the new age, so now we get to be the people who were at the front of, the new stuff coming out. And then hopefully as the game gets bigger, if the game does get bigger, we can instill that kind of tradition, every gifting year, people be able to come through, get whatever they missed out on. We kind of have people that are already educated in like what the cool things are, what is there, what's still in game, things you can buy now, things that may be coming in the future. And yeah, man, like I think it's gonna be really cool. I think it's gonna be really cool.
For sure. I am about to go to bed, Lonnie.
Yeah.
But I do want to say, would you like to keep a secret? I've made up my mind on what we talked about earlier. Would you like to say it on stream, or do you think it'd be funner if we kind of kept it low key for now?
I think since you're guaranteed like what you're getting right now, I think you probably can't. Like, if you've made up your mind 100%, you could say it if you want to.
For sure, it's gonna be the Delta weapons.
Okay, word.
For sure.
That's are you
For sure.
the mutators or?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay. So what's the?
Just because I feel like doesn't matter what class you are, what you like to main, whatever to be a weapon for you.
Yeah, that's facts. Now it's fire. The Delta mutators is one of my favorites, so I get it. I would say, you plan to do them CC or what's the game plan?
That's that part I want to talk with you about and see what would be the best bet from there. But
Yeah,
definitely those weapons, and then in terms of nitty and the gritty, I feel like we should talk about it and see.
yeah, no worries. Like I said, I think because you are in your position where you do have over 2 mil. I think you can again ask for founder. Normally, you wouldn't be able to ask for founder as the legacy if you just got 1 million. But since you're top 15 and you have 2 mil, I think you will be able to use that placeholder and just ask for founder as long as you don't get too much for it. And then again, you can do some customizations on that Delta mutation if you really want, though. As long as obviously they're not too taxing or whatever, but you probably could. Yeah.
And then I guess my other, we could talk more about this later if you want, like in DMs,
Sure.
if it's a better combo for that. But
Yeah. No problem.
just to kind of bring it up in terms of, I want it to come out every year. I just don't want it being in the shop literally 24/7, if that makes any sense. So kind of like
Yeah.
how there's seasonal items. I feel like that'd be really fun, and I want to kind of time it to a time where there's not a lot of seasonal items, or like not very like exciting ones for people, if that makes any sense.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
This
No.
way,
That'd be cool.
throughout the year, always something to look forward to every single year. Like, oh yeah, there's no good seasonals this year, but oh look, Delta weapons are gonna come out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. That'd be cool. And then again, I think it'd be cool because you can actually put your you probably could put that in the wiki too, to where it's like a permanent thing. Again, it always comes out on this date or whatever. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think we'll talk the nitty and gritty like tomorrow or something. But
Yeah.
that's definitely the plan here. We're
Yes.
locked in for that. We're locked in.
Yeah, man. Again, it's gonna be a good year. I'm excited, dog. Like, there's some pretty cool stuff. We got cooking. Like I said, I don't know exactly what everyone's plan is yet. So, like I said, we're kind of waiting to see, how everyone kind of wants to. I think a lot of people are trying to see what the leaderboard is going to be first too. So again, like once everything is like set in stone, then obviously we'll be able to have more like set things we're bringing. But yeah, no, again, I think this year's gonna be pretty cool. I do know the plan in general. So again, I think it's gonna be pretty insane. So, yeah. I think, as long as again, unless someone like Ditto does pull up with 7 mil or 8 million Varium or something like that, which hey, if he does that, he got it, right? Like, hey, pop off. Congratulations to him at the end of the day. But unless that happens, then we're pretty much set. So it is what it is. And like I said, the whole point is that it's funny that we were even having this conversation today, because the whole point is I made the day on the 11th for the reason. I said I was going to be getting the daily the 11th and 12th. So again, I'm going to get my majority score the 11th, but okay, again, let's say someone does try to, come for me or whatever, right? The 12th is still a thing. I mean, again, I don't go to work that day until again after the competition. So by all means, again, yeah. So it's like, yeah, by all means, again, if we really want to have this competition of that type of proportion or whatever, I mean, hey, like we can, but like I said, I would prefer not to, because it's really pointless. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I think we've already got to a point where a lot of us already know what we're gonna do, and again, if me or Cactus wins, again, we're both wishing for the same thing. Like not the same thing, like we're wishing for the same thing literally, but like either way, we're probably both gonna get exactly what we wanted. So again, it's like there's really no point in going that high unless someone does want to contend. And then, like I said, if someone does want to contend, like again, Rain was talking about the faction, right? He's talking about someone else was talking about Cactus faction or even like Royal Legacy or whatever, right? They pop out, they do their thing or whatever. Again, I think people are forgetting. Again, there is Fade, who explicitly said that he will not gift unless someone does try to go for our faction. And again, that's his thing. He wants to make sure our faction wins the thing this year. And that's not me saying that. I just said I'm going to put up a bunch of, Varium and do my best, right? That is him saying that. So again, I'm not trying to, put him in the hot seat or whatever or say anything like that. I'm just saying at the end of the day, he has enough credibility that I think you guys could understand what could happen. Again, like I said, it could be something where the situation does end dramatic, I guess. But at the end of the day, it's just one of those things. It's just why, like, what's the point? Like, I don't think anybody, we're all grown and I don't think anybody really cares about that type of content. You know what I mean? It'd be the same thing if, so-and-so gets into X, Y, and Z or like Jack Daughtery getting into, a fight or whatever. Like no one, like we could talk about the morality of the situation. I think people would understand or want to talk about that maybe. But again, the situation itself, I don't think anyone really like cares about. Right. So yeah, like I said, if someone wants to try, go ahead. It is what it is. Like I said, I'm not guaranteeing a win or anything. By no means, I'm not trying to be overconfident. I'm just trying to, say I got, 100,000 in the bank or whatever, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying at the end of the day, like I have a lot of passion and everyone in my circle knows and everyone in my life knows that I'm going all in this year, you know what I mean? So it's one of those things where, yeah, it's very exciting. If, again, like I said, I go completely all out and I go, super duper far as the moon can go. Right. Which I've never done before. Like I said, I've always set a goal for myself or always set a limit to kind of, again, be in this position to, get whatever, get this or get that. And I've always kind of like hoped for it, right? Like I've always been in a position where, again, I kind of set aside this and I've always been like, oh man, like I could go for this, but I don't really want to like exert too much or whatever. But like I said, this year, because of the YouTube and because of the story and everything else, I would be a fool not to go as hard as I'm going because again, how much that I've gained just from you guys alone is just insane. You know what I mean? Again, it's insane. Like, I literally have another source of income just because you guys watch me play video games. So again, it's like, brother, I would be mad at myself if I had an opportunity like this and I did not put every single penny I can into, the game to, do the best I can to make sure you guys have the most opportunities to get the most stuff. So like I said, that is the passion, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm fighting so hard for, what I want to see come at the end of the day. I really don't care about first, second, third, or whatever. At the end of the day, if we can all do exactly what we're planning to do, then hey, it is what it is, so other than that, hey, you guys are just gonna have to watch and see, man. Again, I appreciate you guys coming in, of course, as always, you know what I'm saying? Again, I hope you guys have an aggressively day, evening, night, wherever you're coming from, man. Again, enjoy your time. Life is short. There's no need to be, again, getting in senseless beefs or having drama in small, population community games where we all know each other. You know what I mean? Again, we all have to deal with each other and, like exist with each other. So again, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you know what I mean? I just don't think it's like, it just seems pointless, to have like those type of issues or whatever. So again, like I said, there's no bad will towards Kenneth or anything like that. You know what I mean? Or anybody else, you know what I'm saying, that I've had issues with in the past or whatever. I tend to, again, usually not have issues with anybody. I try not to get frustrated and stuff like that. But yeah, certain things do push my buttons a little bit. But at the end of the day, man, y'all know I'm human. And I'm sure you guys will keep rocking with me. I try my best to be as authentic as I can and be as transparent as possible. And again, I think you guys, really appreciate that. So at the end of the day, I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully. And, again, we'll be on track with the same plan, doing the same thing. Like I said, the 11th, be there. Or be squared. You're going to miss out on a lot. Like I said, we plan to give the most gifts given in history, and I think we are going to do that. So with that being said, you guys have a good night, and I will see you guys tomorrow, man.